Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground.
Test. Okay.
Shit.
Radio Underground. Episode 243. We're having technical difficulty, so I'll just sit in this chair today. And I forgot to grab the mouse. So
it's all the way over there, though. Don't worry about it. It's too far.
Fucking right off the bat. Right off the bat. Nerd.
Hey, guys.
I dropped my headphones.
Dropped his phone. Forgot the mouse. Nothing's working. We're live. Happy Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
That's today. We're living it today.
We are.
Totally.
So what are you guys up to? I forgot what I was even going to talk about. I don't even care.
Yeah, no, it's just it's
everything's falling
it's
apart.
Falling apart, yeah.
So, all right.
AWH music said fruit cocky. I actually like that. That's pretty funny.
That is.
It's like bukkake, but with fruit.
Yeah. So we've another week's gone by.
Yeah.
And I don't have my talking points out.
Life's getting shorter.
Okay, before I sit back there, because we only have one video to show.
Yeah.
I got to go back to the desk, and then we're done with the desk.
Okay.
Because I got to show the Pittsburgh falling fan, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I'm going to hell for laughing at.
He woke up today, I would guess, what I heard.
Yeah.
He's good. He's a super athlete, actually. No, I'm not joking. He is.
Is he really?
He's like a linebacker at some Division III school, but yeah, he's a really good athlete.
This is the guy that fell. Hold on. Wow.
I don't know if you guys saw, but the Pittsburgh Pirates had a game, and what happened was the guy jumped up out of his seat, just whoop right over the rail on the Clemente wall, the Roberto Clemente wall. It's a 21-foot drop. He fell right onto the warning track, and he didn't move after that because he fell 21 feet onto his back. It looked like.
Here it is.
Back and to the left, right, back to the right. Boom.
Boom.
I don't know if you guys can see it back there. If you look just above the edge of the blue wall,
Let's make it bigger.
boom. Looked like he tried to catch himself. You see that?
Yeah.
And nope. And don't worry, the Pirates scored 2 on that play, so they
Right.
took the lead.
That was the last video.
So
That's the only video I got to show you guys today.
Yeah. Don't forget the mouse.
You know, I think dims out on us.
Dim.
Oh.
It was quite an experience if you were a Pirates fan. I was surprised. They're like, it stopped gameplay for 10 minutes. I'm like, only 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's it? Yeah, you got to hurry and get that guy out of there. You got, people don't like long baseball games anymore. You got to worry about those time limits.
If I sit like this,
Yeah,
and like cover up my belly and my tits, you could almost look like I was like a power lifter or something.
yeah, we look better if our
We
stomachs
looked
are covered.
fucking huge. But then you look at that, and then you can see all the shit.
Well, the other thing is you're not sitting there now, so everybody can see my bulge,
Yeah.
my mammoth bulge.
Yeah.
So I just realized we're only on one camera today, anyways.
Yeah, it don't matter. I did the one camera because of technical issues with my mixer.
Yeah,
I can't hear out of my number one port because I'm the number one.
yeah.
I got no audio. So
Belly flop. You did do a belly flop, Darth. That is correct.
yeah.
We're not gonna read Abram Stein Cohen Bergerwitz's beginning of his joke there.
No, I don't want to do it.
We're not gonna read it on the air, sorry.
Yeah.
You can give us the punchline. That's fine. But
Yeah, it'll be horrible.
yeah,
And
I'm
get
sure
me
it will be.
banned, I'm sure.
So no thanks.
Belly flop. So
Belly flop. Yeah, that poor Pittsburgh fan said he was a 20-year-old kid from the area, played sports all around town, and he was a linebacker or something, and something else at some small school. So what happened? They said, and he's only 20. They said there was no alcohol involved. I don't know if that was true or not. He just jumped up, and that railing, which is according to them code,
yeah.
just went over it.
I added the ECW thing. I figured it would take off if I added the
Yeah.
ECW fans cheering over that. No one laughed. Oh, there
Damn
you go,
it.
PhD with the
You
doctor.
did it on purpose.
Did
Did it on
Abram
purpose.
got us with a.
Now we look like the asses because we wouldn't think that about a person like that. You know what I'm saying?
We mean E-Cook, not Blackman.
Yes.
So yeah, so I guess we can keep going with the sports theme. The Pistons are out. They're done.
I'm not surprised. I was hoping they'd go to game 7, but you know what? They won 14 games last year. They won 44 games in the regular season this year. That's the biggest turnaround in NBA history, as far as I know. I might have just made up that stat, but I think it's right.
They're the greatest ever.
Well, no team has ever,
based on our instincts
and I got
now.
And I got a stat from somebody reliable today. Alan.
Why is there a black blotch over? Oh, never mind.
The chair.
Never mind. Yeah, it's the chair.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. You can't see Brian's knees. Anybody got a problem with not being able to see Brian's knees or shins, rather?
So I was Alan gave me a good stat today. I didn't know about the Pistons. They're the first team to ever triple their win total from one season to the next. More than triple. So they won 14 last year, 44 this year. That's more than triple. That's a pretty good stat.
It's a lot.
So the fact that they hey cuz
what's going on, Ted?
Premise Lands here. The fact that they won 6 games with the Knicks is to me just gravy, because we didn't expect much of the Pistons this year, you know.
It's kind of how like what happened with the Tigers at the end of last year. Expected nothing, then they went kind of berserk.
Well, last year inadvertently I said on July 31st to my coworker John, he can back this up. I said, all they have to do is go this record down the stretch, and they can make the playoffs. And they were like 2 games off of what I predicted. I said, so I wasn't saying they were going to do that. I said that's all they had to do.
Don't worry about it, Ted. You've missed nothing.
Yeah, we literally were only on last week.
Yeah.
Before that, we weren't on at all because with Alan, stuff going on with Alan.
We've been MIA for a while.
Yep. But
we're going to talk about that a little bit in a minute.
But Pistons, actually, that's what Alan and I were talking about. It's like, so we're back to the point where the Tigers are good, the Lions are good, the Pistons are good,
Hills are good,
but now we can't get the Red Wings to be good. It's like we can't have all 4 good at the same time.
No,
it's impossible. So, although the technically, if you want to, they didn't make the playoffs, but the Red Wings were only 5 games out of the playoffs, and they were over 500 for the season. So, yeah,
No, we're not gonna go with your goddamn cursing. No, you're not jinxing us.
Nope,
I ain't even
I'm
reading
not even talking about it, man.
I ain't reading it.
Never.
Though Hutchinson being healthy is gonna be good.
Yep, it's gonna help. But whatever.
Yeah, so
we have a good team. That's all we care about. We enjoy watching that good team. Your team's going to get better this year. So that's a good thing. Your Chicago Bears are going to be better this year because they couldn't be any worse.
Yeah.
But actually, that's not fair. They were okay. There was a lot of games his Chicago Bears lost late in the game. Probably should have won, but a young quarterback. Now they got the mastermind of the Lions as their coach. The offensive mastermind for the Lions, Ben Johnson. So that's going to help them out a lot.
It is going.
It's going to help. You'll see. But yeah, good for the Pistons. I was happy. They went back to a team that's their core. What's been the core of all the Pistons teams that won throughout history? What are we always known for?
Defense.
They went back to a defensive-minded scheme, and it worked for them. Plus, they have one of the best players in the league in Cade Cunningham.
Yep.
That helps out a lot too. So
yeah, they had a good year.
Good year.
I'm not mad.
People are excited about them.
Every game was close.
Every game in that playoff series was close.
Yep.
I think 3 points was the biggest spread in any of the games, maybe 4. So, hey, man.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the Knicks are going. That's the other thing. The other reason I didn't care if they made it out of this round or not. Like I said, I want them to go to Game 7. That'd been cool, but they're not getting through the Celtics in the next round. The Knicks aren't getting through the Celtics in the next round. It's not happening. So, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So
briefly, premise land. Obviously, you know what's going on with Alan,
yeah,
and I think last week I tend to be a pessimist, and actually, in Alan's case, is one of the rare cases where I'm optimist because simply when someone
Prime.
care about goes, someone I care about goes to the hospital, I just automatically assume they're not coming home.
Yeah.
because that's just what has happened to me. But the fact that Alan lived, I'm very just happy.
Yes.
So I kind of made it sound like maybe I kind of listened to it like maybe people because Joseph and a few other people asked, "Hey, is Al going to be back this week?" Al's not going to be back for a while,
No.
for quite a while.
No. So
He can talk, he can communicate, and Brian's been with him a lot. I haven't seen him in a few weeks, but I made it sound like so you could interpret it. I was like, "Yeah, any day now he's coming back." That ain't what I meant.
No. Alan won't be back for
Yeah.
a very long time. Like
Probably a year, something,
who knows?
something like that.
He no, he can talk. There's still trouble with the talking. He can't he can talk fine. There's very little slur to his speech. So it's not like that.
He talks clear. He does.
It's clear. It's clear as you would expect. He does have a bit of a droop to the one side of his face. So he's gonna have issues. But very, very clear. The problem isn't the words coming out, it's descrambling the words. So sometimes there's certain words he just can't get out. He just can't figure out
Yeah.
in his head what it should be. And it's a lot of them are simple words. Some of them are simple words. A lot of them are he's doing therapy, but he's doing two different types of physical therapy. He's doing physical therapy, and they have him doing occupational therapy. He can't say occupational, which isn't a super easy word, but whatever. Occupational, he has trouble with that.
What's up, busy?
What was the word earlier? Mustard earlier. He kept on like flip flopping the M and the ST is like and we finally got it. But
yeah, he had issue with biscuit
when
I saw him.
Yes. So he's still having issues with the speech. That's not what's bothering him as much. It's the physical aspects of it. He's still having lots of troubles with the right leg and the right arm.
Yep.
And it's painful because he can't move it, but that doesn't mean he can't feel it. It's just that his brain's not letting him move it. Something, it's neurological. So he's having pain in his arm. And he said it was about a 7 when I was there earlier. It's like, I don't want it to get to an 8. So he made sure they brought him his medicine for it. And all he's getting is Tylenol. He's not getting anything like heavy. It's like,
he's not getting the good shit.
No, he's just getting Tylenol, and it just takes the edge off. But the physical therapy and the occupational therapy are helping with the pain. But you can't. It's just like if you're working out all the time, you can't work the same muscle groups every single day. You're not supposed to.
It'll atrophy.
And that's the thing, because he's only working his arm and his leg. Mostly, he's doing other stuff, but mostly his arm and his leg. But you can't do that all the time, every single day. You got to have breaks.
Yeah.
The problem is when he has the breaks is when it starts hurting again because he's not doing anything with it. But he can do stretches he's in a wheelchair right now. But he's doing the stretches and stuff on his hand. They got him doing some stuff with his legs. They basically got a big, huge towel rolled up in between his legs, so his leg isn't going towards the other one all the time. And he's able to kind of like move his leg into it, and it's kind of stretching a little bit. So he's doing some stuff while he's sitting there.
Yeah.
He will be going to an outside facility for more physical therapy, something that's going to be more focused just on him, so he can get better. The people that specialize in the stuff he's going through, not that the people at the hospital don't do that, but they're seeing how many patients every single day. They probably got 6 or 7 therapists, but they're all seeing 6 or 7 patients a day.
Yeah, I think probably once the immediate threat to your health is over, they got to move you eventually, right?
He had his PICC line taken out Thursday, so there's no feeding tube line in his stomach anymore, which is good. But it was itching like crazy, so that was bothering him a little bit. But sorry, he got taken out Wednesday. I saw him Thursday, and they taken out Wednesday night, which is crazy to me because it's just you have to go through surgery to get the feeding tube put in. Okay, like put you under surgery for the trach. They got to put you under and do it. But when you go to get those things removed, it's just like they do it at your bedside. Like, yep, just pull it out. I'm like, it's just amazing to me.
Yeah.
but he will be going to another facility, like I said, within the week, like before the 12th of this month. It could be well before. It could be Monday. Who knows?
Yeah.
But there's a couple places he's looking at. One of them's in Novi.
Oh boy. Yeah.
But if it's for the best thing for him, that's where he's got to go.
Yeah, you got to go where the best.
I just will not be going there every day.
I
told him that straight up. I'm like, I can't come here every day if you're in Novi. It won't work.
Busy. You've I don't know if you've known. I haven't really. I don't think you were here when we talked. We have been away for a while because Alan had a stroke.
Yeah, my brother usually sits in the chair where Mike
Yeah.
is right now, with the hair, and he had a stroke 9 weeks ago.
So we took about 8 weeks off.
Yeah, we didn't come back till last week. We got his blessing to come back last week.
Yeah.
But he's doing better. Trust me, he is doing better. But he still has a long way. But that's the thing he said. He's going to this facility. He knows we will not be there as much. He's fine with it. He just wants to focus on getting better. But he said he's not coming home like this. He said he can't. He can't do it to my parents, who he lives with. It's too much. So
Yeah.
he's going to get his. You
No.
missed last week's show.
You missed the one show we did have.
Yeah, God. No. But he's I don't want to say he's a good friend of mine, because obviously this is bothering the fuck out of him. All of this, because he does not he's not a person that sits still.
Mm-hmm.
He sits still here for 2 to 3 hours on a Saturday. That's about it. When he was going to his meetings, he sat still for a while. But if you go to the house and you talk to him, he doesn't sit down. He's always moving around, talking while when he's on the phone, he's talking, moving around. He's a mover. He walks all the time too. He would walk here.
He's not an ass sitter.
No.
At all.
He worked 55 hours a week. That was his thing. It's just the way he is. He's always doing something.
Yeah, he was like even back when he was partying and hanging out, I was always close with Alan, but I didn't see him that much. He's always go.
Yeah.
He'd occasionally come by, have a few beers with me or whatever.
Yeah.
And then go. He was like, it's not that we weren't close. We were always close, but me and Brian like to chill.
Yeah.
Alan is not a chiller.
No.
Never has been. So he comes and chills with us, and like Brian said, that's it.
Yeah.
That's as much chill as you get. So this, I hate to say it, but if it happened to me, my lifestyle wouldn't change a whole lot.
No.
In terms of my movement.
Yeah. So that's why this is especially hard on him right now, because he can't do much of anything. He's trying, but
yeah,
sit there, and that's why try to visit him more. Like, we try to stagger a little bit. So my parents are usually there.
Yeah.
The days they go earlier, I try to go later, because otherwise, dude's sitting there by himself for like 16 hours. I mean, he's doing therapy and stuff, obviously, but when you're done with the therapy, you go back to your room, and you just, there's a TV. He's got his phone so he can listen to music.
Yeah.
He said he was going to try to listen tonight, maybe try to type in, but honestly, he's having trouble seeing the screen a little bit. He probably wouldn't be able to comment, but
yeah,
at least he'd be able to listen. But he is doing better. Yeah. Hello, Walls. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a while before he comes back here. Yeah, it's going to be a while.
So
not because we obviously we don't care if he comes back. When he comes back, he can come back tomorrow if we want him to.
No, he can be here. I don't care.
He won't come back until he's not perfect, but in a much better place in his head. So it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted, like I said, I am optimistic, and he is doing well, and he's living, and he's probably going to have a decent quality of life at some point. I was just what happened with him. I followed a very similar pattern to a lot of people in my life, that they go to the hospital, they start to get better, then they get pneumonia in the hospital from laying there, and then it's over. But like my dad told me, he's a lot younger than those other people that I described that didn't come home. So that was a big part, probably keeping him alive.
Yep.
But we were initially, Mr. Busy, only going to take about 3 to 4 weeks off because my dad got a bypass. Well, it turned into 8 or so
Yeah.
because Alan got a stroke and
Alan had to beat Uncle Luck to the punch and go to the
he had
hospital
to
first.
show him up.
Yeah.
He had to,
Way Alan is.
He had to show up my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Good old Al. No,
but he's doing better. He had a cheeseburger for dinner tonight, so
awesome.
Cheeseburger and French fries. He was happy.
Yeah, but I definitely been slacking on going to see him. I'd probably go tomorrow.
Yeah,
I do gotta go see him.
I mean, I wasn't able to as much this week as usual. I saw him 3 times during the week, and then today. And usually it's probably 4 times during the week, and then Saturday. It was 5 during the week, and then Saturday, but it's a little much.
Yeah, Joseph, I read your comment about the hospitals. Yeah, it's just a bad. It always sends me in a tailspin.
Yeah,
all the time.
They're not fun places.
They suck. I hate them. It's horrible.
It's really bad when you start in the hallways, start seeing like people and they recognize you and they're like, "Hey man, you're still here?" You know, like,
yeah,
I'm still here. Like I told the last week.
Yeah, the Starbucks chicks knows what you order.
Well, I've only been to the Starbucks once because I don't like paying $6 for but maybe twice I've been in there. Yeah. But the ladies at the front desk, when I come in, they're like, oh yeah, what room is he in again? I'm like 335. Like, here you go. And they hand me a sticker. They don't card me. They don't check my ID or nothing.
Yeah.
They don't even check his name anymore on the computer. They just give me a sticker and go. And it's gotten bad because, my job, we print a lot of stuff for that all over the hospital, but I work for the same hospital chain that he is in, So like, they're like, here's the stickers. I'm like, you'll be getting your new stickers soon. Don't worry. We're printing them right now. And so when they got the stickers, like, they're like, this is how nerdy we are. Like, these new stickers are great. I'm like, you're welcome. We printed those.
These are the best stickers I've ever used in a hospital in my life.
They call me the sticker guy because I told them about the stickers they would be receiving before they knew about this new color sticker they were going to be receiving. That's how nerdy it is. But
sticker guy, what's up?
Oh, like because last week for Alan's birthday last Saturday, I brought the kids and they hadn't been there in a few weeks and they hadn't been to this room yet.
Yeah.
And usually when you go to that new room, they got to log you in and everything.
Yeah.
They walked in with me and they're like, "Nah, we know sticker guy. You can just go in too."
Go on in, sticker guy.
Kids of sticker guy. That's fun. But that's sad though. You're there so often that they know you.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like when you were lamenting to me, this is years ago when we were young, is like, I'm going to Taco Bell too much, Mike. I'm like, why? He goes, the girl there complimented me on my haircut.
It's literally a true story. I'm not joking.
He went to she's, oh, you cut your hair. It looks great.
I was like, and at that point I was like, man, I come here way too often. I was. But it was a good visit today. I didn't get to I stayed as long as I could, but he was in therapy when I got there. So I ended up seeing him for about an hour and a half, but the first 20, 25 minutes he was in therapy. So, but we watched some UFL football and stuff, and he is doing good. And he was talking up a storm. We were talking about the football and last week's draft, and he was talking about the Pistons and everything. So he's watching a lot of Ancient Aliens.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's probably seen a lot of them already, though.
There is no chance that these things could have been made. And then the Debunk Ancient Aliens YouTube channel,
I know.
Where he's cutting the stone in a way that you're supposedly not supposed to be able to.
Oh, I know. It was this one was about different animals and stuff that they evolve so quickly. There's no way they could have naturally just evolved that quick. Like, sure they could have, because that's the way evolution works. It starts off one thing and then speeds up. It doesn't always take this long. Just because it took 1 million years for you to get to one point doesn't mean it's going to take 1 million years for you to get to the next levels of evolution.
It takes millions each time.
Like dogs. He's like dogs. Look how many breeds of dogs there are. They can't all be because of evolution. It's like, why?
Yeah, they breed them to.
Yeah, well, there's different breeds of them though. When they started, there wasn't that many breeds. They know this, I guess, somehow. You think about it. They all descended from the same animal, basically, but they all branched off into different breeds. It's like, but breeds are based on like environment and everything. So if they all lived in different environments, sure they could have that many different breeds.
Well, if they want a guard dog, they just breed the aggressive ones over and over.
Yeah,
than the ones that are a little taller over and over. And they can in 20 years, you got a bull mastiff.
It was just some of the reasoning doesn't make sense. So he's watching a lot of that, which is, I mean, entertaining, I guess, for him. But he's gonna come out all like,
Oh, I love all that shit.
I do too. But
It's like the Bigfoot, the Bigfoot. It's clearly Bigfoot every time they find him.
I mean,
Even though they don't find him, and there's no clear footage, they still found him. You just don't want to believe it, Brian.
I believe it. Trust me. Like I said before, Bigfoot's real. He's just an interdimensional traveler.
Yeah.
That's why you can never catch him.
Oh yeah, they turned into Bigfoot went from a giant ape to a shape shifting.
Yep.
Kind of like I said, interdimensional traveler.
Well, the Native American lore always suggested he was a shapeshifter. You know, a skinwalker, if you will.
Yeah, 7-8 foot tall.
Yeah. So
then he can turn into a bat. Oh,
I know that's one of them.
Dracula.
Oh yeah, Dracula. Anyways, so that's how Alan's doing. On the road to recovery, he's doing good. You will not probably see him for a while. So just so you temper expectations. Trust me, he wants to be back.
Oh, he does.
But it's not. It's going to be a while. So, what if Bigfoot is just naturally blurry?
I never thought about that.
You know what? I did see that mentioned by somebody at one point, and I was like, that's actually pretty interesting. And actually, you're right. Michigan Dogman is superior to Bigfoot because, well, he's from Michigan.
Yeah.
You know, he knows what the best spot is.
Yeah, you know, it's perfect weather for a dog type creature.
He's superior with a capital S, like the lake.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyways,
I was watching a YouTube channel about a guy that he's just a travel YouTuber.
Yeah.
And he went to some Jonesville, Michigan, kind of out there by, I'm guessing from like Coldwater area.
Oh yeah, I've seen names. I just couldn't remember where I saw Jonesville at.
And he and this guy's like, here we are in Michigan, and it's still overcast and cold because it was like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
He goes, this must be really cold here in the winter. I was like, no, it's not super cold. It just, me and my dad were talking about it because I get depressed every May because in May, in my mind, it should be warmer here. And it'll be 80 for a day and then it's cold for 2 days. It's the same thing happens over and over. Nice through the week, 2 or 3 nice days through the week. Thursday, it starts getting colder. Friday's horrible. And then it's like today, it's like go outside, it's fucking wind and you can't do anything. It's I just hate the weather. But it seems like we get nicer. It's like the maybe the magnetic poles have shifted because it's kind of nice in November here now.
It is.
So November is like 60, 70 sometimes.
We had a almost 70-degree day in December last year.
Yeah.
Like not like December 1st. I'm talking like December 15th. It was like really warm. I had a friend from Hawaii that would say in September, here's that gray cloud that hangs out for 9 months.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's the Midwest, the Great Lakes area in general is not great if you tend towards depressive thoughts.
Yeah.
Because just the overcast.
It
was Tim Ferriss, the podcaster. He had to, I think he's from Indiana. He had to go live out in California because he got suicidal.
Wow.
Like they get that what do they call it? Where it's seasonal depression. Seasonal allergies. Yeah, I got those too. But now I don't get actual depressed where I want to suck start on a Mossberg or nothing.
No.
But I get a little down on the dumps, a little bit aggravated.
I think everybody does. It's natural.
Because I think everyone thinks that I got depression. No, you're not supposed to feel good all the time.
You suck in my gut.
Like, yeah.
I can't do that for more too long. But yeah, you're right. It's a Michigan thing.
Even my shirts have fat.
It's a Michigan thing. But you're right. Yeah. Jonesville's between it's a little bit closer to Coldwater, but between Jackson and Coldwater along old US 12.
Yeah, but I forgot the name of that YouTube channel. But yeah, weather here sucks in May.
Weather sucks, Jonesville.
Yep, it does.
Overcast.
Yeah, so speaking of that, of YouTube channels I've been getting into, and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's on, you know how there's like YouTube channels for dead malls?
Oh, yeah. Urban exploration and stuff.
No, this guy does dead online games.
Oh, that's cool.
So he goes on these servers and he finds people and he fucking interviews them, and it's shockingly interesting. it's just some kid. Usually it's some kids like, well, my family ain't got a lot of money, and I just, so he was on Xbox 360,
Wow.
which is we're two generations away from that.
Yeah.
And then, hey, why are you guys still here? And then some people, they're actually fine financially. They just like the simplicity of it. I just like to just plug it in and just play Black Ops from 2007 or
Yeah.
whatever
Okay,
the fuck.
whatever.
Well, anyway, he found this kid. He's like, I ain't got a lot of money. And he's like, I ain't got no. You feel instantly sorry for him. He's like, hey, kid, do you want me to like buy you something? Like the guy offered him to buy some games and stuff, and the kid was too proud. He's like, no, I don't want it.
I can't do that.
No, he's like, he's always one of those people that actually got nothing in his life.
Yeah.
Like, no, I can't take your gift, man. It's like the $12 game, man. It's all right. No, I don't take handouts. It's not what we do. It's like take the fucking handout, kid.
Just do it.
I'll take a handout. Give me one.
Yeah, I'll take a $12 game.
Fucking give me the original.
Premise Land. I get down in the dumps when I'm on the toilet too long.
Yep.
Yeah. And Busy said Genesee Valley Mall is on life support. I think a lot of malls are on life support. So
yeah, they
that's
are.
how come I got. So what's the name of that channel you were talking about, the video game one?
I looked at it yesterday. Hold on, because it's a good one.
Yeah.
Cobatine, but almost like it's nicotine, but Coba.
Okay.
Cobatine. Check out Cobatine. And he just basically he doesn't do just Xbox. He goes to every format there is.
Yeah.
It ain't necessarily outdated systems either. It could be PC, could be anything. He just goes to games that no one's playing.
Yeah.
Finds the people, sends them a Discord link, and then interviews them. Why are you here? This and that. And it's shockingly interesting because people are lonely, man. I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'm antisocial. Jeez, man. Like these guys say, I don't got no. It's like so many of them. I ain't got no friends. I ain't got nobody to talk to.
I just got these people here on the server. That's it.
Yeah, there's like 4 of us.
That's cool though.
Then you get the older guys like our age, and they're kind of like, oh, just back in the old days, everybody was playing, and it was a camaraderie and kind of living in the past, which I do that as well.
Yeah. Joseph, fucking hell, brother, Premise Land. I feels that it becomes almost like a prison cell. He's talking about the toilet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Busy said, I had a guy bring me a coin funnel to sell at auction. He said he had one in every major mall in Michigan. Those coin funnels were fun. We used to do the races on them, like because they had a coin slot on each side,
Yeah.
And we'd do like, see who wins. It should realistically be a tie, but it never was.
No, someone always tended to win.
Well, it just shows you that not all coins are made perfectly. So also those things are warped, I guess.
Yeah.
We had fun in the warehouse. Yeah. The auction warehouse. That must be what we're talking about.
I remember our mall here, Macomb Mall, was a haven for suburban gangs.
Yeah, that's true.
Some tough shit went down there, man.
Now they
1993.
They still have stuff that happens there, but it's one of the only malls in the Tri-County area, probably the Quad County area, that actually makes money somehow.
Yeah, it's actually a decent mall.
It's not bad. There's not a lot of exciting stuff there, but the Dick's Sporting Goods helps. Kohl's is pretty popular there. What's the other place? The fucking Hobby Lobby. That helps out.
Yeah, the arcade was pretty cool.
Yeah, I missed arcades.
It's another dying thing. So it's like I kind of brought this point up to a YouTuber, and he actually liked my comment and responded. His name's The Quartering Jeremy.
Yeah. I
said, because he was getting rid of his basement arcade, that he had the actual machines.
Uh-huh.
I said, but you guys are the only ones keeping the scene alive. It's like how there's some animals that they only exist in a zoo. There's none in the wild.
Yeah.
That's what these guys are going to be. There will, the arcades, there really are none.
There are none, yeah.
Maybe if you go to like Cedar Point or something, or some pizza joint, Chuck E. Cheese, I guess. But you don't see a lot of them anymore.
Yeah, but when we went to Mackinac Island, like, gosh, it'll be 10 years at the end of this month. Oh my God. They had one at the place where we stayed. They had like a which was basically a resort on the island, but it was at the end of the island, one end of the island, and they had an arcade inside one of the lounges for the kids. And I was on a field trip with sixth graders or fifth graders. Fifth
I'm
or
sure
sixth.
that wasn't annoying at all.
No, it wasn't horrible at all. But they went in there and they all walked in and were like, "What's this place?" It's like because there was no even 10 years ago there was no arcades. You know,
Oh,
they're like, "What? How's it work?" It wouldn't work, and like you got to put a quarter in it. It's like,
yeah, they didn't know they got to put money in it.
well, I mean, I guess they didn't realize. Some of them didn't.
They're
realize.
fucking hit. What do you do?
What do you do? And then one kid was like, "You got to use your hands." No, I'm kidding. That's Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 2 right there. As little Elijah Woods, like, "You got to use your hands." He was in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, they didn't know. They had no idea. But it's just the arcades now are just like the video stores. There's none, really.
No, there ain't.
You know, if they do, they're a niche type situation. Like the video stores, you get like specialty stores, but arcades are the same way. I can't even tell you where the closest arcade. Oh no, there's
like Dave and Buster's or something.
Dave and Buster's, but even that's just like Barrymore's and stuff. That's all stuff just to get tickets, basically.
That always seemed kind of dirty to me. It's like I shouldn't be in a place where I could hook up with a slut and play video games. It seems
It's weird.
Kind of,
They do have the adult at the bars. Like they have.
Who am I kidding? I never hooked up with that.
Terry's Terrace has like a retro arcade you can go to and play video games inside there over at like Jefferson and Crocker. Terry's Terrace, you know the restaurant.
Yeah.
They got one back there, and then there's a place on Utica called the Free Play Arcade, which is just like old school pinball and video games. So it's they're a niche. It's nothing. It's not like it used to be. You'd go into 7-Eleven and they had 3 fucking video games.
Yeah, they'd have at least 3 machines.
Yeah.
Then
we play Bad Dudes and all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, and 7-Eleven often had the ones that were slightly outdated. It's kind of like those cheap theaters.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have, like, if Mortal Kombat came out, then they would get Street Fighter 2 in because Mortal Kombat was the new thing.
They had Double Dragon for a long time.
Double Dragon, which
the 7-Eleven over here, the Martin one, they had Bad Dudes for a long time.
They did.
A long time.
Yeah.
They had like Spy Hunter. It's like Spy Hunter.
Yeah.
7 years old at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I used to, I'd go in there,
I'd
jam
go
it
in
up.
Especially like, because the one over here had
Operation Wolf
all the time.
Fuck yeah.
It was like, it was standardized where it was the first machine when you walked into any arcade, which was whether it was a real arcade or a 7-Eleven or a gas station, it didn't matter. Operation Wolf was there no matter what.
And I'm thinking about going into Chuck E. Cheese, and I know I'm risking my life by going in there because of the fights that break out.
Yeah.
But I would go there maybe with some bulletproof vest or something.
Yeah.
So to see if they still have that marmot beating game. I want to beat the marmot. You know, they come out of the hole.
Oh yeah.
I want that marmot game.
Do it.
You whack them with the fucking, the thing.
There's I actually saw that game last year. There's a place that's in not Farmington. I guess it'd be Farmington. But it's called Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum.
Yeah.
Where he has all these different arcade style things, but he has like stuff from like the boardwalks of Jersey and different games. Like what's the fucking thing from Big? Remember the
Zoltan?
He had like a Zoltan machine, like whatever.
Zoltan now plays guitar for Five Finger Death Punch.
He does.
By the way.
But he has all kinds of stuff like that. There's one where you put in quarters and you hit this thing and it like basically kicks Hitler up a flagpole type situation. He has all of these different games. It was pretty interesting. But I saw the whack-a-mole, the Marmot thing in there. Pinball Pete's in Lansing. Okay. Twitchmeister said there's an arcade in Richmond. It's called Starlight Arcade. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's Chris. Hey, what's up, Chris?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Twitchmeister.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, they closed Marvin's down to move it. They had to move out of their location. They found a new location. They're supposed to open in April, but I think it was delayed. But they're moving like basically a mile and a half down the road. So there you go.
I always call groundhogs marmots just to throw young people off because they never heard of it. They're like, what the fuck is a marmot? I go, well, it's a little small. You mean a groundhog? Yeah. Basically, there's like 3 things for the same animal: woodchuck, groundhog, marmot.
Yeah.
Same animal.
Yep.
I call them marmot.
Yeah, Marmot. I think there's a clothing line called Marmot.
Yeah.
It's very Lebowski of you.
Very Lebowski, yeah.
Yeah, Marvin's was saved. Don't worry. because it was just they had to move out of the spot they were in because whoever owned that store that wasn't a mall. You know what I'm talking about? It's a mall.
Apparently, you're not a golfer.
They're turning that into another Meijer because we need more Meijers around town. There's not enough.
Yeah. Get rid of a gorgeous fucking golf course. Put a
Meijer.
Put a Meijer in there.
But Marvin's is moving down Orchard Lake Road from where it was at. So there you go. Bigger location also.
Yeah.
More seating. Same games. It's a pretty cool place. If you like the retro stuff, they had all kinds of like the Aerosmith pinball game. They had it there. Where it plays like Aerosmith songs, like when you do certain things, shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, I always have this thing in my mind of like, dude, if someone really did a true retro arcade, that would be so awesome. And then I remember I don't go anywhere.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's literally one right down the street from here, about like 3 miles from here.
Is it really?
Yeah, the free play arcades.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right there on Utica by the Meijer, because we need another Meijer. That Meijer, they took out a fucking airport to build. You know?
Yeah.
Think about it.
I used to catch frogs there when I was a kid.
Yeah. That was a fucking airport. Like, we don't need airport. Air travel is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Let's build a Meijer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the golf course that no one goes to is still there. You know, right behind the Mexican restaurant. But yeah, anyways, there's right down there.
They keep fucking getting crashes. Air travel is going to be a thing of the past.
Yeah. It's true.
Every other day, like it's someone falling out of the sky. Oh, it's great.
It is. It's great. But yeah,
not that dying's great. It's just seeing twisted metal.
I know what you mean.
I don't want anyone hurt ever.
You were touched on this. Another nice cold weekend deal. Yeah, I don't know what that shit's all about, man.
A small craft airport. They need to have a craft airport with hipsters running it.
Yeah, it's a very good idea.
This is a craft airport, and we do LGBT yoga before we go flying.
Goat yoga is a thing now too.
Goat yoga. Yeah.
Our puppy yoga is a good thing. Beards and bald fades and all. Yeah.
Vegan straight edge yoga.
I don't even know how you do craft airport.
Craft airport.
Craft airport.
Yeah, just everybody there has to be snotty and rude.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit higher than average on IQ, so they just snarky. So that's who you got to deal with.
That's your niche airport. There we go.
You can only fly here if you have a Reddit Gold account or something.
How do you get a Reddit Gold account? I need one.
Yeah.
It's a good idea though.
Yeah.
It could sell.
Craft airport. Yeah, like the aircraft is designed very specific way.
Oh yeah.
Like with earth tones and things like that. So what are the next topic?
Well, I was going to say, we forgot one very important one because this guy's a friend of the show. He's talked to us before. We have a video of him talking about our 100th episode. Our good friend Tim Capello.
Yeah.
The sexy sax man, as you may know him.
He gave us a shout out.
He gave us a shout out a few years ago.
Had nothing to do with Jay paying him.
It wasn't because of the pay. He did it because he wanted to.
Yeah.
He took the money and donated to charity. He didn't keep it himself.
No.
We all know that. But
Tim
Capello, sexy sax man from the beach scene in Lost Boys, is 70 years old today.
Amazing. I had no clue he was as old as my dad.
He is.
I figured he'd be like 62. Not that he looks it.
Yeah.
He doesn't look as old as my dad. He looks pretty.
Well, I read something. I read up on him today because I was like, I want to know what he's all about. One of the genesis of Tim Capello.
Yeah. Well, who the heck wouldn't want to know?
In the late 70s, he was in a New York band called the Ken Dolls. They did a lot of stuff. Like he came out in leather.
Yes, him.
The Purple Pants guy.
Yes. Ripped.
70.
Diced to the gills with rippling muscle mass.
Well, that was the story of this. So he was doing this stuff, and they would come out. He'd come out in like leather G-strings and some other stuff, and they call them, I don't know, a nickname for him. But the Ken Dolls, that was the name of the band. And like so many other people
when he was young, he was jacked. He fits that description.
He was doing heroin. He was in really bad shape, and he was doing heroin. And he became addicted to it. So one day in 1979, he said, screw this, and he quit cold turkey
Oh,
and started working out. So instead of being addicted to heroin, he became addicted to working out.
It's a good shift for them. It works a lot of times.
And that's what changed it, because all of a sudden more people were recognizing him, and he was getting bigger gigs, and that's how he ended up with Tina Turner and stuff. He actually was touring with Carly Simon,
Oh, really?
and he according to this story, same thing. He was still wearing leather Speedos and stuff, and she pulled him out onto the stage by dog leash at one point.
All right.
It's like, Carly Simon?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like. Yeah, I never struck her as a edgelord kind of femdom act.
So I don't know if that was a real story or not, but that's what I read, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe that's kind of what Tim's into. Same thing. Tina Turner's kind of a dominant
yeah,
chick, other than when Ike was wailing on
but
her.
obviously that was when he hit his stride. Was when he was with Tina. That's when he started doing more stuff. He was in both the songs on the Mad Max soundtrack, Beyond Thunderdome. He was in both of them. He still got songwriting for one of them. That's probably why he's paid, because it make the money off it. But he's just been doing whatever. He only has one album to his name. Did you know that?
No.
He only ever made one album, and it was like 7 years ago. He never made an album before that. He did the song, obviously, The Beach Scene, when he did I Still Believe, but that was a cover song.
Yeah, from The Calling or...
The Call or The Calling.
Yeah.
So that was a cover song. But he did scores for different things. Like he did a score for a documentary, a movie, some other stuff. So he's worked steadily. He was with Ringo's band, but...
Interesting story about that song.
Yeah.
Years ago, I mean like 20 years ago, before Capello became a meme.
Yeah.
My coworker's his name was Jeff, very nice guy, extremely religious. And he would always play, he was really into like Stryper and Christian rock.
Yum.
And he's playing this band, playing that song. I said, hey, that's the song from Lost Boys. He says, yeah, these are the guys that wrote it.
Yeah.
And anyways, I saw an interview with Tim Capello talking about how he basically, that fell into his lap, that whole scene.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Being in, what happened was they wanted The Calling or The Call or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They wanted those guys because they liked the song and they said it fits kind of the vibe, what they're going for that beach scene.
Yeah.
And they wanted to get them. They said, we can't do it because it's a movie about vampires and we're Christians. So they didn't do it. And they said, would you mind if we had another act do your song? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Cause they'd still get royalty, whatever paid.
Yeah.
But we personally, just because of our fans and this and that, because they were worried about their fan base seeing them in a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, well, we'll have this Tim Capello guy do it.
Yeah. And
Tim Capello told the story. He said, they called me. He said, this Christian band wants you to do their song because they don't want to be in it. Do you want to be in our movie? He's like, hell yeah, I'll be in it.
Well, yeah, because at that point he was living large. He'd been touring with Tina for a while. He was still touring with Tina. He's a musical director, and he was known. So like, yeah, sure, let's do it. He wasn't known outside of the music world. He wasn't known like Tina Turner.
We almost didn't know who Tim Capello was. Think about a world without Capello. Well, he would have made money. He would have been a paid musician. He's been in great acts. He'd been paid. He just wouldn't have been in the public eye.
I think his first musical credit was he played saxophone for Peter Gabriel on one of his albums in '78. He was only like 23 years old at that point. Bet you it was Peter Gabriel to get him hooked on the smack. Maybe not though. I don't know if Peter Gabriel did a lot of drugs. Well, I mean, if you ever watched any of his old live stuff when he was with Genesis, Peter may have done drugs.
Perhaps
it was pretty wild shit.
Some of his videos were pretty out there.
Yeah.
Sledgehammer is
still a very super unique video. It was always one of the interesting ones. I always hated that song when I was younger, and I love it now. That's weird. Anyways, Tim Capello, happy birthday, 70th birthday. We obviously have been friends with him and known of him for a very long time because his appearance in the Lost Boys heavily inspired our band, Skarnak, when we were in the band, because we covered that song. But that was literally one of the first things we ever tried to cover.
Was that song
in my parents' living room the first time, and Jay Morgan was sitting there, and we couldn't get it done. Remember that?
Yep.
Because I could not stop laughing.
Yeah.
And but then when we finally started playing out live, it actually became one of our songs, and people didn't know it wasn't People didn't know where the song came from, but
Yeah, there were one guy figured it out.
yeah,
And he was in the band Mind Candy.
Yep.
And they were a pretty popular band around here. They were one of the more popular bands around here.
Yeah.
And he came up, the drummer's like, hey, I think he said it to Brian.
We were standing there in the lobby of the Boy
Yeah.
Frog, and he was like, it's like cool Lost Boys cover, like, oh, you're the first person ever got it.
Yeah, nobody else.
Even our friends didn't know it was a
they
cover
didn't know what we
song.
were doing. They thought it like, yeah, we happened to just write a song with structure
on
our own.
5 minutes long.
Every other song was like a punk song with 3 chords.
Yeah.
But this one song that has time changes and
breaks and everything, like, you thought we wrote that? Come on, man.
Yeah, like I learned song structure from that and Jesse's Girl.
Yep.
We covered that, like, oh, you can have a bridge, you can do other things than scream slower and then scream fast again.
Yep.
You can do that. I didn't know that was a thing.
That was all because of Tim Capello.
I'm not fucking Mozart. I can't do more than 3 chords. You expect from me.
I remember we tried doing a shit ass cover of Mr. Biggs To Be With You real quick. Do you remember that?
Oh god,
that was also my parents' living room real quick.
Yeah, we couldn't make it.
Oh god, that was horrible. Oh, because the first thing is,
who cares about the Leafs, Phil?
Oh, that's
who
right.
Cares?
I heard them. Congratulations! It's about time. When you have the largest payroll or second largest payroll in the league, you should.
You have your own team in Utah. Cut your loyalties to that fucking foreign regime, whatever they're called.
I don't know what kind of black magic they do there in Toronto to make the budget, the salary cap work for them. I don't know how they're paying all those guys all that money. I don't know. I'm not saying they're cheating, but I'm just saying, it's weird.
You're a Utah guy. I'm pointing at my.
What?
You're a Utah guy now.
You, Phil, as a Leafs fan, should not be satisfied that they made it to round 2 with that payroll and that team, that talent. If they can't make it to the finals every year, you should be disappointed, man.
You guys should be Yankee level, always in it.
Always. And you're not. So there's that.
But anyway, yeah.
But congratulations.
Congratulations, though.
At least your team made it. Our team did not. I don't know if we can really call it our team. I'm not the hugest Red Wings fan. I like the Red Wings.
Yeah.
Just like I like the Pistons, but, can't say I'm going to frequent the games all the time.
Yeah.
Especially Red Wings game, you can't frequent the games because it's market pricing. Ticket prices go up and down. So if I want to see them versus the Leafs, I'm going to pay $150. When I see them versus like a shit ass team, I can't think of one, I'm going to pay $95, but still, it's like $95. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyways, where are we going with that whole thing? Oh yeah, we were talking about Skarnak and the songs and everything. Thanks, Tim Capello. Happy 70th birthday.
Yes.
You said royalties.
Yeah.
That brings me to my next thing. I did not know this. I did know this. When people write a song and every time it gets played, they make money off of it. They don't make much money every time it's played, but it's some money. If it's played on the radio.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if you know this. Terrestrial radio still exists.
What?
Yeah, I just found out.
Oh, okay.
There's still real radio stations and shit around.
I don't
town.
drive a truck anymore. I didn't even know what's going on in the world.
But when they play their songs, they get paid a certain amount for it. When their song gets played streaming, they make money for it. Not much
per play.
Per play. When it gets purchased on the iPod, the Apple Store or whatever, they make some money off of it. Not as much as you would think off the streaming. I mean, even the biggest ones don't make a bunch of money. Who's the one? The big one, the tall girl. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She
the big one, the tall girl.
She's like 5'10", man.
I know.
She does not make that much money off of her streaming. She still makes, obviously, she's going to make more money than most because her shit's getting played all the fucking time on streaming and everything. I think on Spotify, there's nobody more popular on Spotify than her. She's got like...
Well, she has to be the top.
Hundreds and hundreds of million followers and probably hundreds of millions of plays every single month.
Like she does that.
But she's only...
Illuminati symbol.
She does.
Diamond cutter.
I thought that was a vagina, but...
No, yeah. Bang!
So 5'5".
Yeah.
But she, she's still only making... She's probably making a couple $1 million a year off of it, which sounds like a lot, but if you think about it, she probably made $500 million touring in the last couple of years. But anyways, there's other people that don't make that much money off that stuff. But you'd be surprised sometimes if their song gets used as a TV theme song or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
They start making money. So I was like, I read something about Mark Mothersbaugh, who was one of the founders of Devo, the band Devo. They did the song Whip It and everything.
Yeah.
And there's a song that they recorded off their first album. Can't remember the name of it. Something with Q, something, and then A. The answer is Devo. It's a long album title name. It's a song from that album that he, as the sole songwriter, makes $1 million a year off of. Just him, because he wrote the song. So it's not who recorded it, it's a songwriter.
And he doesn't have to split it with the fellows or nothing.
No, I think that the way it works is there's royalties for being played. He also did for Pee-wee's Playhouse, Rugrats, Yo Gabba Gabba. Mark Mothersbaugh has done tons of different soundtracks and different music scores. He's very well known. He's a very eclectic guy, but he's a very solid musician.
He's one of the few decent people from Ohio.
Yeah, and he's from Ohio.
That's one drawback.
Devo's all from Ohio. But anyways, so he if it gets picked up and it becomes a he's also the art guy in Yo Gabba Gabba, which is one of the greatest shows ever made too.
Yeah.
And he does contribute music to that show. Anyways, my point was the royalties. So if it gets picked up and they use it for a theme for something, anytime that show is shown on TV, you make money off of it. Okay. So from their 1978 album, there's a song called Uncontrollable Urge from the Devo's 1978 album, which the name I can't remember now. And it now has become the most played song on MTV. Not its entirety, but overall, it's had the most plays on MTV ever. And you know why? It's a theme song to Ridiculousness.
Oh.
Okay. So every time it's played as the theme song on Ridiculousness, he makes money. Now, MTV, I don't know if you've looked at MTV lately, because everything's gone to streaming or everything's gone to this or that. If you go to the actual MTV cable channel, there's nothing music related on. There's nothing. They just basically, there's days where all they show all day long is Ridiculousness.
Yep.
Like literally no joke. 24 hours of it.
I seen an interview with Chanel West Coast.
Yeah.
Talking about just what a cash cow that is.
Yeah.
They would record one day, they would record 8 episodes. Basically, they recorded all of them in a week or two.
Yep.
And made it appear like it was a different day.
Yeah, just change clothes.
Same thing with Carmen Sandiego, by the way.
Yeah.
Make it seem
actually back in the day, Jeopardy did it too. They would film 5 episodes a day for 5 days.
So you bust your ass and you don't sleep much and you just change your outfits.
Yeah.
But it's 2 or 3 weeks of hard ass work, and then you make millions.
So
millions.
Mark Mothersbaugh is one of those guys because every time they and I thought this guy was exaggerating. He's like there's been 42 seasons of that show. I'm like, 42? Come on. There's been 42 seasons of that show because they make multiple seasons per year. But literally, it's the most played show on MTV, and that has made that song technically the most played song in the existence of MTV ever. And he makes him $1 million a year from that song.
Everybody that on that show, Rob, Chanel, black dude,
yeah,
they're all making. They're set for. They never have to work again.
No,
because of that show, ever.
No. I know she was trying to be a rapper, but I don't know if it worked.
That's so sad. Yeah,
it is sad, and it's good. I mean, it's a good song.
I need a gig like that.
But you think about it, he
Mike and Brian's Playhouse. Hey kids, 2 weeks away, and then we're rich.
And then we'll lose everything because one of us will end up whacking off somewhere else. Will whack off.
Or they'll check my Twitter.
Just check your Twitter.
I'm fucking.
We'll both get canceled for different reasons.
Yeah.
But they did an interview with Mothersbaugh about that. And he's talking about that, the different songs he's done. And he said, if you would have picked one song in my catalog ever that was going to make me rich, that would be the last song I would have thought of.
Yeah.
I would never have thought that song would have made me given me that much wealth.
It never goes how you think it's going to go. What you make stuff and what people want to hear from you. It never goes the way, even our stupid little show here. Sometimes people from work will watch and they're like, hey, you guys were talking about this and that. And I'm like, some little insignificant thing that we just brushed over, didn't really laugh about. That was great. I'm like, what? When we talk about that, like, yeah, man, you go there at the restaurant, and then
Yeah.
I didn't know that would resonate with you. That to me is like a level 1 complaining.
That-
I can get up to 10.
That's the kind of shit that happens in movies. Like if you're watching a movie, like you be talking to people and be like, yeah, this movie's great. And you remember different things about it, but like somebody will be like, the funniest thing in this movie they ever saw was like, I've seen the classic movie, I should specify, Surf Ninjas many times. It's a classic movie. I don't care what anybody says. And the movie's entertaining and there's stuff that happens, but there's one scene.
It's a Citizen Kane of ninja movies.
There's one whole scene that's just a minute long, and it's just they're looking for the ancient treasure of Pachusan, the island nation that they're actually the kings of, the royal family of. And Rob Schneider was there with them because they need to put Rob Schneider in the movie. Obviously, 1993, Rob Schneider was tops.
Yeah, you had to get him in.
Had to get him in anything with red hair too. Rob Schneider with reddish hair. So they're looking for the ancient treasure, and it's these ancient knives. He's like, the one guy's like, it's something money can't buy, knives. He's like, knives?
Yeah, you can buy knives.
Money. And so they're walking through the forest. And he keeps on narrating. He's like, on the third day of the expedition, they came to some vines. They would have cut through them, but they didn't have any. But they couldn't because, as we know, money cannot buy knives. But he keeps on going on and on for a whole. Finally, Tone Loc, someone says something. He's like, "Can somebody shut him up?" And Tone Loc's like, "I'd cut him, except I don't got any knives." I was like, but the whole scene is like, the whole scene is like just stupid funny, but I think it's hilarious. And then when people talk about the movie, they're like, "Oh, Leslie Nielsen." I'm like, "Yeah, but the knife scene," and they're like, "What?
Yeah,
huh?" But it just shows you the thing you think is going to be the funniest thing or the best thing isn't necessarily. It's personal preference.
Yep.
But with Mark Mothersbaugh, when you write songs, you probably think this is the best song I've ever written, but it doesn't do shit. But Uncontrollable Urge makes millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the best ones is talking about the royalties. You ever seen a show called The Greatest American Hero?
Oh yeah.
The guy who actually he didn't write the song originally, but what happened was they needed somebody to sing it. They like the way he sang it, and when he's singing, he's like, "This something ain't right." So they rewrote the song, and he was a co-writer on the song. All right, Busy. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, thanks, man.
You going to ride bikes with your grandpa tomorrow? That's cool.
That's
like bicycle bikes or like motorcycle bikes?
Yeah. Are you in Hell's Angels?
Hex
Angels. Yeah.
Hex Angels.
No.
You can't use Hell's Angels.
I hope it's bicycling. Oh, your dad.
Oh, I see. Okay. Your kiddo and you. I got you. I missed the kiddo
Pedal
part.
Bikes. All right.
I missed the part about your kid. Have a good night, man.
Have a good night. Thanks a lot for watching. Busy. And by the way, guys, Mr. Busy there, you see his thing on our chat. That is his Twitch account. He's on, I believe, Wednesdays.
Yes.
And he streams himself playing music. All original music. And it's our lead-in and outro.
He's the hardstyle superhero.
Keep It Underground, because we're Radio Underground. And he said, "I got something for you." And he let us use it.
That's cool. Thank you very much.
So thanks very much. Busy. Have a good time with Dad and the kid.
So Joey Scarberry is a guy who sang and technically ended up writing the theme song to The Greatest American Hero. Believe it or not. That's the name of the song. You've heard it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But there was the snippet that they played for the TV show, but then it was so popular that there was a full length, song version. He didn't even have a record contract. They basically brought him in. They wanted him to sing the song. He was touring with Loretta Lynn at that point. Loretti. He was making good money. But when he was able to do this, he went in and he's like, "Loretta, I got to leave. I got a chance there." She's like, "Go on, get." And she said that to him. "Go on, get."
Like mad?
No, I don't know. She was happy for him.
Oh, happy
because he's but he didn't even have a deal. They're like, basically, they're like, songs getting popular. You got to cut an album. You got to do a tour. And he's like, "I don't even have a record deal." I'm like, "Here's a deal." And they gave him a deal. But basically, he got the songwriting rights to it. And he said, there's years where the song's popular, there's years where it's not, but people find it again and they're like, "Oh yeah," and it gets played. So he said, sometimes I get a couple $100 a month. Sometimes I get like $3,000 in a month. Sometimes I get tens of thousands of dollars in a month. But it's been very good to him. It wasn't like millions. It might have ended up being $1 million by the time he was done. But basically, it put his kids through college, all three of them.
Life is all about passive income, folks.
Yeah,
passive income is where it's at.
And then it was able enough where he, was able to save up. And when he had a buddy who was running a car dealership, and he wasn't doing anything at this time. His buddy's like, "Well, come on down. We'll just come hang out." And he's like, "You want to sell cars?" He's like, "I don't know." And he did it. And he was good at it. And they ended up using the money to buy half the dealership. They became a Lexus dealership. Now they sell Lexuses. They make good money.
Yeah. Jesus.
So it worked out for him. But the best one, I think, was there's a band from Canada. You may have heard of the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Ed from the Bare Naked Ladies writes most of the songs for the band. The other guy used to, but he hasn't been there a long time because they kicked him out because it was his habits. Remember, like 10, 12 years ago, kicked Steve out, maybe 15 years ago.
Singer guy.
Yeah, with the glasses and the swoopy hair, he brushed it over. But Ed was the darker hair guy who did the rap for 1 week and everything. He was probably the more known of the two.
Yeah.
Anyways, he wrote the theme song to Big Bang Theory. So I don't know if you ever seen a show, The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. It was all the rage in the mid 2000s or early late.
Yeah, but he ran for 12 years.
Late octs.
It was the #1 show on television. He wrote the theme song, which there's the TV version and there's the full length version. But so that show was on for 12 years, 200 episodes plus. It was in syndication. It was huge. It's on, like, if you turn on like TBS, it's on like every single day for multiple hours a day. When the streaming services started, Max, who doesn't own CBS, but the Warner Brothers and stuff, obviously. Warner Brothers was the studio that produced that show. So when Max came about, they paid $1 billion to get the Big Bang Theory and show it. So he won't say how much he's made, but he said it's more than 7 figures and less than 10 figures. So it's somewhere between, $1 million and $100 million.
Oh my God.
He won't say exactly where, but he said that one song has given him more money than anything the Bare Naked Ladies have ever done, ever combined. So just millions of dollars for one song. One song.
Yeah.
So we got to find a way to make a song that's popular and then also becomes a theme song for a TV show.
That's where,
that's all we got to do.
That's where the money is, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
Or sometimes it can revitalize your career, like that Kate Bush with the fucking Stranger Things.
Yep.
Or that little known broke band Metallica.
Yeah, see that?
Nobody knew who they were before Stranger Things.
No, that's true. They didn't know that at all.
They weren't making a dime.
But that stuff helps. Even if something happens and like the way that, who knows about rights, who owns rights to all the songs and stuff. So even if your song wasn't owned by you at that time and it shows up on something like that, it can still contribute to, streaming sales or album sales, whatever. So you still get some kind of surge, but it's where it's at, man.
Stream, by the way, I've seen like how little bands make off streaming.
Oh, it's bad.
It's really I feel like guilty for only paying $10 a month and they're like getting nothing.
I'm telling you, I looked it up and it was the one that they always brought up.
Shit, I'll give them $20 if they give them some fucking money.
Just give them a little bit more money.
I'll pay a little more if these people get some fucking money. They write a song and let's say it gets 200,000 plays in a month. They don't get that much money off 200,000 plays.
Not at all. Oh, no.
$500 or something. It's not much. I don't know if it's that low, but it ain't good. It's not good.
Well, I was going to make it.
They still have to tour if they want to eat.
Early on in the whole streaming system, they weren't making much, but someone like Taylor Swift is one I brought up earlier. The numbers have changed. She's making a lot more on Spotify now.
Even YouTube used to be a cash cow. Like,
yeah,
if you cracked it big on YouTube, and let's say you had not even a crazy following, you had 50,000 followers.
Yeah,
that's nothing insane. To not compared to our 514, but 50,000 followers, you could make a living off 50,000 followers. That could be your job.
Yeah.
Now I see people, they got like, there's a couple people I watch their stuff and they have 300, 500,000 followers and they still work.
Yeah.
They still got to go like to a job.
Oh,
and this,
man.
But earlier, if you had 500,000 followers, the ad money they gave them was so much more.
Oh yeah.
They were like, if you had a 50,000 could be for a living, 100,000 you could live in a decent neighborhood, and if you had 500,000 followers, you were upper middle class.
Not anymore.
Ain't like that now.
I can't remember who it was. It was but I always listen to news radio on the way to work because honestly, it's 6:30 in the morning. I don't want to listen to music. I just want to make sure there's no traffic jams. But I have it on, and they're talking about, because technically last Tuesday or Wednesday was what they consider the anniversary of YouTube. The 20th anniversary was last a week and a half ago.
Okay, yeah.
Because it wasn't founded that day, but the first video was uploaded that day.
Yeah, the first video
was Zoo or something.
Dude with dark hair.
Yeah, that was April 23rd of 2005. So it was like a week and a half ago. Was the 20th anniversary. But they're talking about a Michigan-based guy. Well, they're like, you ever watch YouTube videos and think, well, I could do that? Well, this guy from Michigan did that, and he does this stuff where he builds things. I can't remember exactly what he does. But at first he's like, yeah, first I was just doing it for the heck of it, and then I started getting more following and stuff, and it's mostly just my family, and then all of a sudden I got 200,000, or I can't remember what it was. It was a good amount of people watching, and they're talking like, you can make money off this stuff. He's like, yeah, I can make good money. Sometimes it's even enough to pay my mortgage. I'm like, that's it? It's enough to pay your mortgage?
Yeah, that's it.
But that's passive income, I guess. So he's still working, but he's paying his mortgage from it. Yeah, maybe his mortgage is $5,000 a month. I don't know.
You could have a high mortgage. That's true. But when you see people that
it was 27,000 followers. It wasn't anything huge.
No, if another thing too, though, if you can have a small following, you can have a 20K follower, but they're hardcore dedicated to you.
Yeah.
Then that actually helps, because then they buy your shirts and shit.
Yeah.
But if you have I have a lot of people, they have big channels, and they probably don't have any hardcore fans. Just interesting facts, or whatever.
Yeah.
They probably don't have a whole lot of donators or stuff or shit.
Well, because you have to crack 1,000 subscribers to get monetized, right?
Correct.
So you're right. So maybe you might not have huge amounts of followers, but really your monetization, your money that you're making, isn't based on subscribers, no more so as it is views of your videos. That's where you make money.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You could have 100. If you have a viral video and only 100 subscribers, you make money off that.
Yeah,
one video that continually makes money.
Well, so
you got to find something.
But the fact that it pays more, actually, if I've had something that I made all the money I make, my wife makes all the money she makes, and I had a YouTube channel that paid my mortgage, I'd be fucking thrilled.
Oh, that'd be great.
Well,
because I don't have kids or a wife, I literally could get by with the bare minimum. This little house.
Yeah.
So if I was making what would be a mortgage for the average American, for me would cover all my bills. My house payment's nothing.
Oh, and actually,
when I tell people my house payment, they throw up.
Yeah, don't tell me. I don't want to throw up. I would throw up. And actually, you know what?
Probably less than your car. I'll put it that way. Your car payment.
I just found out yesterday that one of my supervisors has a gay reaction channel on YouTube with 108,000 followers. Wow,
dude. Yeah, that's funny.
Thank you, very slim penis.
Yeah, if you have somebody the funny thing is reaction. One guy got mad at us, then he kind of became our friend.
Yeah,
because we were making fun of Taylor Swift. Remember that video?
Oh yeah.
And then, but he was a Tool fan, but he was like, you don't run people down, that kind of. He had a React channel. He got mad at us.
Oh,
he's a Southern guy.
Okay.
But then I kind of talked to him, and we were kind of friends. And then I looked at his channel, and he had, I don't know, 40, 50,000. But
wow.
And he said, hey, man, do you want to do a React video? It's like anybody that has ever reached out to do something with us, a collab, they call it. They end up welching out. I think they go through our shit. Like, no, dude.
Nah, we don't want to work with you.
You got to remember, I did this show for 4 of the 5 years completely wasted. So it was there's a lot more fireworks in the past. I'll tell you that.
Well, if you want to drop the name of that channel here, you can. Very slim penis.
Yeah, because
I'd like to look at that.
A React channel. I always find out somebody that I know has some online following, and I have nothing.
Like, you're saying it's a gay React channel. Like,
they're reacting to gay stuff?
Are they reacting to gay stuff? Are they gay? Or are you saying gay like we used to throw around as like a term back in the 90s and stuff like,
for something gay. For something that's I'll
text you text you too. All right, cool. Also, who are you?
I know who it is.
Okay.
I know who it is.
I know who it is. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But yeah,
I totally know who it is.
But you'll find out like, hey, one of the guys that we went to school with, he had a Matchbox car channel.
Oh yeah,
and he had not a ton of followers, but he had videos with 100,000 views and shit.
Well,
like, dude, I'm like the worst. I'm the worst content creator I know. I'm the worst.
We had a schoolmate that we that we went from middle school all the way through high school with, who had a video of his child singing in the back seat, singing Elvis songs, and they went viral, and he made money off those things. Like they had hundreds of millions of views. I don't want to say his name on the air, but you know what I'm talking about, I think.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I know.
He made money off that. I talked to him at a wedding one day, and he's like, yeah, I play, made some money off of it.
And we talk about we grew up same neighborhood as Kevin Lawson, who's in fucking movies now.
Yeah, movies and TV shows, and
he's
like influencer.
He's on TikTok.
He works out
7 million followers or
it's
whatever.
Insane.
The fuck.
I think across all platforms, he said like 9 million.
Yeah.
Subscribers.
Yeah.
So, how many of those are duplicate? Maybe it's the same person on 4 platforms. Yeah. You ever think about that?
Well, it's inflated because one of them's me, and he knows me. That doesn't count.
Yeah, it's all inflated.
Like I grew up with you, Kevin. Big deal to me, man. He's doing really well.
He's doing well. Yes.
But or like even when I found out Andrew AWH, he's like got 20. Even to this day, he's got 22, 23,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's a talented kid, writes good shit. At least AWH, if you actually put more up, you'd actually have a big channel.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize who you were at first. Very slim penis. I now know who you are. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I thought for a while, because when I was playing video games, he was contacting me, and then he did hey, play the thing when someone dies, and it was so he knew about the dethroned.
Yeah.
And then it kind of dawned on me who it was. Oh, I know who you are.
I don't know if you want to look up this YouTube channel. We can laugh at it. It's up to you.
Is it his friend?
It's a supervisor.
Oh, it's your supervisor.
So he probably doesn't care.
What's the name of the channel?
Salvog. SALVOG.
Salvog.
Yeah. Oh man, Barbara Celeste. Hello. What's up?
Hey Barbara, how you doing?
I'm sure you're real.
I'm sure you're not a bot. We have
but yeah, though we're still talking about the royalties. We're done with that. Anyways,
yeah, royalties.
Everybody, here's my advice for you. It's easy. Just listen to my advice. Write a song, make it a hit, make it so a TV show picks it up as a theme song. The end. Okay,
and real quick on the royalties. I talked about it before, but because it's different people and no one ever listens to our back catalog. There's a guy that I knew that was a musician, and he did acid rock in the 70s. He's like an older guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like my dad's age, like 70s years old plus. And he's like, yeah, this is back when we were doing music. And he's like, yeah, man, I got a letter in the mail from Germany. And he's like,
yeah.
He's like, hey, we owe you back money, man. And anyways, he made an album of acid rock, like one album that took off in Germany somehow.
Yeah.
And his
name was David Hasselhoff.
So yeah, and he got it all set up, set up legally so he could get the money from it. And so now he still gets you're not a bot yet. He still gets royalty checks to this day. He goes, it's not a ton of money, but every now and then he gets a $5,000-$10,000 check.
Wow.
4 or 5 times a year. Amazing. And they're called Mystic Siva.
Mystic Siva, that's right.
It's an acid rock band.
I actually looked it up on the Spotify at one point.
And one of the dudes, I guess, is a keyboard player at MGM or some shit, their house band or whatever.
Oh, really?
Well, anyway, thank you for watching, Barbara.
Barbara Celeste.
That sounds like.
Do we know you?
Yeah.
Because pretty much everybody here is people we know. We just want to make, if you're not somebody we know, that's great.
Yeah, we only have like 2 or 3 actual people that don't know us that watch. So this is basically us doing therapy, not even content creation. So if I don't talk about my problems once a week, I'd probably well, I don't want to say. I don't want
Mossberg. Kurt Cobain.
I'm gonna deep throat my
That's-
Mossberg.
That's not cool. We shouldn't talk about that.
No, no,
We shouldn't joke about things
it's
like
not.
that.
It's not funny at all.
Not at all.
But and you go to hell.
Go to hell.
But for making those kind of jokes, because the thing is, I'm not brave enough for that. I would probably do like the.
So very slim penis. This is your supervisor, you say.
You want to say their name or no? We won't say their name. I got to see it though.
Oh, the I don't care.
I don't think a public figure would care that we're talking. I was like talking in code. He's got 108. I think
108,000.
Yeah, I don't think he cares that we're talking about his
1.6 thousand. So he's 1,600 videos on here. Salvog, Salvog, Salvog.
Salvog. Oh, you already said it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
But, let's see. He's
That's too busy.
He has video from 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago. But basically reactions to different songs and stuff. First time hearing the Sisters of Mercy, more, well, whatever.
Salvog.
Reactions of first time watching Good Will Hunting. What was one you said? We Are the World? Is that what you said? Very slim penis.
Who hasn't seen We Are the World? He hasn't seen that? Was he a young guy? Was he your supervisor?
I don't know. His facial hair is bothering me. I'm just gonna say that.
How's it spelled again? I'm sorry. I got dyslexia and I can't fucking spell.
Salvog.
Okay, thank you. Oh wow, that's your supervisor, huh?
He's lying.
He looks kind of like Mike Mihalik, the guy that runs around with the fucking Paul brothers.
Yeah, he does. First time hearing shit I heard 30 years ago. Get the fuck out of here.
We do a react. I couldn't do a react channel because I'm just negative. Oh, here's me. Let's shit on this another band. Bring them on up. Oh, great. Look. Oh.
No, I get some of them. Like, there's the one lady who's like a vocal coach. She's got red hair. And I think she's foreign, but maybe she's not. But she'll like hear vocals from a song for the first time and she like reacts to them and stuff. I don't know if you've seen that lady. I can't remember her name, but her, I believe, because she looks like she would never heard Slayer or some of these other bands. Well, it's like, this guy's like, I've never heard We Are the World, which was the biggest song in the world 40 years ago.
He looks young enough to where maybe some of this stuff he wouldn't know about.
Yeah, I guess.
He's younger than us. I can see he's younger than us.
Yeah.
But
by the way, Very Slim Penis is Eric, who's a frequent contributor and sometimes guest on the show.
Friend of the show. Contributor.
I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I gave an Alan update earlier in the episode. So if you need to know anything, you can message me. I'll message you back. I'll let you know what's going on. But he's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He's not okay, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm not at all regretting the not getting a picture for our new banner with all three of us before Al got sick. I'm not bummed out about that at all.
I'll text you in a little while. I'll give you updates. It's better news.
I mean, right before everything happened with my dad, then Alan, the big thing, he's like, "Hey, I need a picture of the three of you guys for your new banner." I'm like, "I'll get around to it." And literally the day
nothing but time.
And literally the day March 1st, last day Alan did the show, I was thought about it. I'm like, nah, we'll get it next
time.
I'm the kick the can down the road until it catches up to me.
This shows you in life, there's not always a next time.
There isn't always tomorrow. There's not even a now for me.
In a world.
Yeah.
We're going to do movie promotions too.
Yeah. I'll still lose weight tomorrow. There's no way it'll affect me being this big.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. This is not on top. Well, it is a little bit, but you know, the
my
procrastination thing. Remember the video from like 30 years ago, a little bit more than 30 years ago, where the umpire turns around, starts walking towards the camera and just drops dead on the field?
Yeah.
Remember that one? It was like an Expos and Cubs game or something like that.
Yeah.
And he just dropped dead. Well, they took him off the field and they started doing life-saving stuff. It didn't work. He died for like 50. Basically, he was dead already, but they tried for like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
That dude was the biggest umpire in the game at that point, like size-wise. 6'4", 6'5", 360-pound umpire.
Why did he have a heart attack?
Well, because he hadn't missed an opening day in this amount of time. So what he did was like he's supposed to have his next. He's supposed to have a heart doctor appointment And he's like,
Oh no.
and he was like, I'll do it on our next break, but I can't miss opening day. But he had procrastinated 3 times before then. and literally they played opening day just like they do here. Opening day usually,
I'm laughing because that's what's going to happen to me.
Usually opening day is like a Thursday. You get Friday off and then Saturday, Sunday. So you do a 3-game series, but they always have that extra day in case there's a rain out one of the days. So you get that extra day to play the game. Well, the off day was supposed to be.
He didn't get an extra day. I'll tell you that.
The off day the next day was his doctor appointment for his heart, and he did not make it. He did not. He literally dropped dead on the field. It was
that was always the funny thing was when I was young, I was always paranoid about dying. Now that I get older, like, it won't be so bad. You know? It's like
I won't have to deal with shit.
Yeah, I don't have to, I'm in a lot of pain. My legs hurt and shit. I don't let my leg. That's another thing that I'm kind of worried about. Like, I used to be able to exercise myself back into somewhat of shape.
Yeah.
And now, like, my hips and shit hurt, my knees. I'm like, God damn it. I'm going to have to actually eat good. I can't do the work it off thing no more. I got to starve it off.
I literally thought I pulled my hammy earlier.
I'm starved down.
What I did was I stood up. And I'm not joking. I stood up to say, I stood up to say goodbye to Alan because I was leaving, and he was getting he had to get some shots, and they were going to clean his wounds and stuff. I'm like, I got to go anyways. I stood up and I didn't say anything because I don't want to complain to him about pain when, he's
yeah.
So I stood up and I started walking down the hallway. I'm like, oh my God. I think I pulled my hamstring standing up.
Yeah, go to talk to him. Hey, Alan, my knee's hurting.
I'm real sore.
It's bothering me. My knees.
Or like the one day, like when I get tired, my ears get red. I don't know what it is. It's not my blood pressure. My blood pressure is perfectly fine. I've had to check multiple times, but it's like my ears are red, and I was there. I'm like, I was talking to Alan, like, man, my ears feel real red. I'm real tired lately. I got all this stuff going on. I'm looking over. I'm like, he does not want to hear this shit.
No, yeah.
I got all this stuff going on. He's sitting in a wheelchair. So
sorry, I haven't made time to get up here. My life's been hectic.
I only slept 7 hours last night.
My CPAP machine rode all the way up my face.
Oh,
I was in a lot of discomfort, Alan.
Instead of being here, it was off kilter by 1 centimeter. It was really irritating.
Yeah,
going in my eyeball.
I remember the one day I went to see him. I actually had a relapse of the worst asthma I've had in months, and from walking too fast to go in.
Oh yeah,
when you're out of shape and have asthma and you're 285 pounds, walking fast is a chore. And I'm sitting there, and I did the thing where I had to sit, and I'm barely talking to him. I don't know if he thought I was just weird. Like, hey, how's it going? I hope everything's okay with you, man. And I'm
that elevator ride.
I'm like, I thought about it. Like, well, I'm in the right place if something happens. I'm in the hospital. They can just take me downstairs. I'll be all right. But everything was just clogged. All my shit from walking fast.
Eric said, when I was a kid, my aunt threw her back out when she sneezed, and I laughed about it. I did the same thing in my 40s. Still funny though.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I'm not even joking. Like if I have to cough or something, if I'm sitting down and I cough, it makes my back will like lock up sometimes. Like, oh, so I'll cough and I'll do like, I'll make sure I sit forward. I'm like, I'll do like the weakest cough ever because I don't want my back to hurt. I'm like,
I do that too. You try to instead of slamming the brakes, you ease it.
Yep. So you don't want to brace yourself too hard. You basically want to let your body go limp. It's like when you fall, you don't want your body to be rigid because it'll hurt more.
Yeah.
You let your body go limp. You got to do the same thing for your back and stuff. So you're like, you just sit forward and like let it go limp, and you're like,
I have really bad back spasms now, and I'm sure I got disc herniation from years of just fucking working a physical job, then lifting weights at home.
Yeah.
No form, no proper warm up, nothing. So my back will lock up so bad. It's like someone takes a fucking knife and jabs right into and everything and then what it causes like my abs to like, just tense up.
Yeah.
And I'm like stuck like this. I'm like, and it can go on for like 10 minutes. And then if I got to put my socks on, I've been late for work because I wasn't quite ready to put my socks on.
You got to pump yourself up. Like,
Yeah, I gotta do this one. I gotta grab my pant leg.
You gotta
like
get
this,
momentum
and
first.
I gotta grab my pant leg like
all the time. All the
to
time.
put it on because my back's so locked up.
Like I used to jokingly, like when I stood up and moved stuff, I would like make the noises to annoy people. Like I'd be like,
oh, they're real now.
now
Yeah.
they're real. And I do the same thing. I'm like, just to put my socks on or something. All the time.
I don't have good enough cardio to put my shoes on today.
It's happened, man. Gotta prep for the cough or sneeze days. That's true, Eric. Prepare,
Yeah.
I mean, not AIDS prep. Yeah, I know the prep, as they call it.
Yeah.
Brothers, I'm an old soul. I feel you shut your young mouth.
No.
You don't know what we're talking. No, you do probably, but
Yeah, the pain.
the
hurts.
pain, man. It's bad.
Yeah, there's or I get the calf cramps. Those are the funnest. And your toes go like this.
Yep.
They spread out. One toe kind of goes like that.
Yep. I mean, I've always gotten the behind the knee leg cramps when I'm sleeping and stuff, but it got so bad at one point. I went to the doctor about it, and he's like, "You need more potassium and magnesium." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And he was right, but still, it's annoying. It helps, but I still get them. It doesn't matter. They're not as bad as more frequent, but I do have to do the sleep apnea test. I'm hoping they'll let me do the at-home version.
Yeah, the at home's a lot better because if you go to, I couldn't sleep if I had to go to the clinic.
Yeah.
I did the at home.
I'm already bad enough. I don't sleep well at home. I'm definitely not going to sleep well away from home. And also, I sleep next to somebody every night, almost every night when I'll fall asleep in a chair. But I got to stop that too because I wake myself up snoring in the chair all the time. Don't want to do that.
I remember the respiratory therapist chick that brought the equipment to the house.
Yeah.
And then she brought once I failed, she brought the machine.
Yeah.
A few weeks later. She had big tits. And she was doing the thing where they put, they're sizing you for a mass and stuff. And
so like right there.
And their boobs are like right there. And I'm trying to be a gentleman and like pretend that it's totally not a boobs like right there. So I gotta like, hey, weather sure is nice out there, hey?
Yeah, shut up with this weather.
I'm a little amped up here. What are you talking about? It's just,
really like the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers, yeah.
Tit.
Tit for tat.
Boobs.
It's like, yeah. So
Joseph said the past week, brothers, have been waking up feeling the pain that makes it feel like you finna have a stroke, if you know what I mean. It's sucky. Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. It's you're at the right age where you can get yourself in better shape though. Just remember that.
Yeah, if I have a few like days where I'm tired in a row, I'm like, well, this is it.
It's over.
I'm not supposed to be this tired.
Wait, if you wait 25 years, Joseph, it'll be too late. Start getting yourself healthier now.
Yeah. Live a clean life.
Start getting yourself healthier, not your
drinking and smoking and all that crap. Do it in moderation, once in a great while. Don't do it all the time. If you do it all the time, it'll fuck you up.
There's no way I wouldn't blast one off to that later, picturing her calling me a respiratory failure. Yeah, dirty talk.
Yeah.
You're such a failure. Oh,
here, let me wrap this cord around you. This is the cord that's going to breathe this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they do the thing where they're talking and they're breathing in your ear. It's
No.
like, don't breathe into my ear. That's that's the one thing that I don't want in a professional setting a woman to do.
Please don't.
Even if you're ugly and fatter than me, you breathe in my ear, I'm getting worked up. Don't do it.
You like these tits, Wheezy?
Yeah. How's it going there, big fella?
Oh man, I'm sorry.
You're a big man, ain't you?
You just made me think. There was a guy.
Yeah, that's why I need this fucking machine, because I'm a big man.
This has something to do with Free Comic Book Day and medical conditions. So we're standing in line, at the comic book store waiting for it to open, and there was a guy who was a little bit ways back, but you could tell he had a volume issue with his voice, like he couldn't talk lower.
Yeah.
But he kept talking. I'm like, who's he impersonating? I thought he was like trying to impersonate Vader, the wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking, what is he doing?
No pay, brother. No pay.
And it actually wasn't Vader. I can't think of who I'm thinking of now, but it's like, like he was talking like that. It's like, We gotta get in the comic book store. I was like, where is he? Who's he impersonating? He wasn't. He has a medical condition. He talks like that all the time, nonstop. The volume is astounding. I don't know how. I'm not joking. Talking like that just killed my voice. Oh, my back. Just kidding.
His face is beat red.
Anyways, he wasn't like 10 feet behind me. He was like 30, 40 feet behind us. He was not that close. And we're at Comics Corner, so the road's right there. We're on the sidewalk in front of the place. So the road's like 15 feet away. And I could hear him over cars.
Yeah.
And he just kept on talking like that. What is he doing? And then we finally got to the store, and he was in right soon after us. And it's just he has some kind of medical condition, or maybe he had some kind of throat issue. I don't know. He talks like that all the time. And people kept on looking at him. I'm like, I'm not going to look at him, because I don't want to get self-conscious. This guy, he's just looking at comic books, but he can't control his volume. And one of the people that was helping the owner pass out the free books and stuff kept on looking over at him. And the owner's like, he's in here all the time. He's got some medical condition. You can't control his voice. And it's like, oh, okay.
The thing is, you run a lot of risk when you go somewhere like a comic store.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with people. There's nerds like us.
Yeah.
Then you got people that, they got a condition. There might be mentally retarded or something. So now you're like, you think they're no, like, hey man, you see this? Like, I really like Spider-Man. Well, I was like, oh god, I didn't notice, because you think they're normal. They're like big. They'll be 6'2" or whatever, and then they look at you and you don't. Oh, I didn't catch on. Sorry, sir.
Well,
yeah, I like Spider-Man though. Yeah, dude.
That kind of happened too today.
Yeah,
so we're standing in line, and there's this one kid
like
who's
popsicles.
He was behind us. He was actually closer to us than the loud guy, but he kept on like
small chili. Yeah.
So this guy kept on walking up to the front and kind of like checking stuff out, because we were all lined up, and usually I let people in early, but because when you come in, everyone wants their free books. They're only letting a few people in at a time, so it wasn't like too much going on. They let like 5 people in. It wasn't too bad to let a few more in, and then one of other people. Anyways, it was just basically
using their judgment,
just keep everything
flowing.
Yeah. And he kept on walking up before the doors were open, and I heard the guy behind me and was like, I think that guy's gonna like try cutting in front of everybody. And he kept on walking up and stuff. And finally, I looked at him, and he stopped to talk to somebody, and he started talking, and it was close enough where I could hear him and the guys behind us could hear. And no, he was not trying to cut. He just is on the spectrum, if you will.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was just, his parents weren't stopping him. He was old enough where he probably didn't need to be there with his parents, but obviously he was there with his parents. And no, he did not mean any harm. He literally just couldn't not go and check on everything. You know what I'm saying?
I like Spectrum people, man. They crack me up. Like they'll be eating the food and like, this food isn't good. Like everybody's
just no buffer.
The old lady that's made the potatoes. I was like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not good. It tastes soggy.
Yeah.
It's like,
yep. It's fun.
Why are you staring at that girl's boobs, Uncle Mike? Like, oh, shut up, man.
I'm not.
I'm not.
There was a bug.
Yeah.
It's a bug.
You just told me you thought she was hot. So I'm turning like, now I'm 8 years old again. I don't want to talk. I run out of the party. I can't handle it.
I'm going home.
Girls are gross.
You just run out of your car and drive away, forgetting that you left your family member there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so small chili.
They smell like mud.
Girls are gross.
Yeah, the small chili thing.
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had another point I was going to bring up, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Like, where's the bullet points we had earlier? I can't find any. Oh, we were talking about
we've been freestyling
it, but also we were talking about So I heard that was part of the thing I wanted to bring up. So the guy who was talking really loud like that was also just part of a weird week. I kept overhearing things. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop on people, but as you're walking through the hospital, you try not to listen to too much.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to hear people's personal health or business.
Yeah.
And they don't.
People are sick.
They're sick.
Yeah, you don't want to hear it. Yeah, dying.
But that one day with the I walked by the room, and again, wasn't trying to listen to it, but this guy was pretty loud, and he's like, so I'm like doing the walk by, and I hear as I'm walking by, and he's like, "Yep, they were like 2 raccoons in a burlap sack," and I kept on walking. I have no
As
context.
we know.
I said when I messaged you guys, I'm like, I wish I would have walked slower so I could have got more context from that phrase, but I couldn't.
Who hasn't seen raccoons in a burlap sack?
Like 2 raccoons in a burlap sack. I'm like, what the fuck? So I got no context at all, and all I could do was think about it the whole way home, but I don't know what he was talking about. It was just burlap sack, raccoons. I don't know. So when I left there, I was going home, and remember how there used to be bulk food stores and stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
There's one on the way home, and I wanted to get some like dried fruits and stuff, just different things I can like snack on real quick. 2 saggy tits, okay.
Is that what he means?
Oh, maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he. But it sounded like he was talking to his daughter, so I don't know if he was talking about that. Maybe he was talking to his wife. He was talking to a lady, and I don't think he was talking about saggy tits. Anyways, so I stopped at this bulk food store, and I'm getting the stuff, and I always forget how bulk food stores work because I haven't been in one in so long. Because they're
so another thing that's kind of ending, right?
Yeah, it kind of is. Amazon and all these other things are killing it. But anyways, I just want some dried fruit, so I'm doing it, and you got to like take the stuff out and put it in the bag, and then you get a twist tie, and you write the number of the compartment where you got that thing from, so when they take it up there, they can just type it in, and they know how much it is per pound or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this, and he's like, and I'd only heard the last part of this conversation. He's like, yeah, no, they always try to call it grooming nowadays, but that's not what we call it. It's like I'll just be nice to her. All right, I got to go. And he hung up the phone. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Who was it? Kip Winger?
I don't know. And
Who
then
are you talking to?
It was the guy running the cash register. The only employee in the store, by the way. There's nobody else in this store.
Yeah.
I was there for almost 10 minutes, and literally there wasn't one more customer. He walked away from the register after the end of that convo. And I didn't see him until I came back, and all of a sudden he reappeared out of somewhere. I don't know where he came from. But it was
the pedo hunters come beat him up or
that's
whatever.
what I'm thinking. I'm like, I like looked over. I'm like, is he on like To Catch a Predator right now? Am I like, is people going to pop in the door, and all of a sudden I'm going to be like on camera?
Yeah. He sent a message to a 13-year-old girl why his wife was like the one guy whose wife was giving birth, and he tried to meet up with a chick at the hospital.
I don't call it grooming. I just call it being nice. What?
Being nice.
Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Here, you're 14. Here's a little alcohol.
Yeah. It's like,
that's not grooming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, grooming. Maybe he's talking about, when you take your pets to the groomer.
No,
but then he said, like, I just call it being nice. I can't figure out that part. So
yeah.
I don't think he was talking about the groomers. I don't think he's talking about the pets groomer. I think he's talking about grooming. Anyways, or maybe he's trying to crack a joke, but I couldn't see his face clearly, so I don't know if he was like had a little sarcastic smile. He's just saying it like an off color joke, which you shouldn't say anyways. But it was a weird day. That was all within like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you run into stuff,
and then the stuff in the comic book store line today. So there's all kinds of stuff. I'm just gonna stop listening to people. It was a reference in Devil's Rejects. Dude refers to a woman's tits in a mechanical bowl. Look like 2 raccoons in a gunny sack trying to get out. That could be.
I hope that's what that was.
Maybe that's what the guy was talking about, but I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna in my head. I'm gonna just make up different scenarios. What he meant. That's what I'll do. From now on.
Don't pick apart and rebut us. We don't want that. Radio Underground gets picked apart. Stuff we don't.
Yeah,
we're not exactly right on.
Reaction channel.
Yeah. No, like the
things said on.
We've had that happen in the early days. With the Wes Watson thing, his fans were mad at us. He's not in the Aryan Brotherhood. Yeah, he is. No, he's not. Like
now he's
has
in
a fucking
asshole
tattoo.
Brotherhood.
Yeah. Now he's in jail.
Now is he in
well,
jail?
No, he's actually not in jail, but he's might be going.
You shouldn't beat up that person.
Yeah.
I don't know what dude was talking about. That's just what I immediately thought of. Not picking on you. You're picking your part on you. I never saw Devil's Rejects. I saw House of a Thousand Corpses, and that was it. I never saw any of the other movies afterwards. So I didn't know that reference. Who made that reference in the movie? Was it what's his name? The dude, I can't think of his name. The old dude.
Bridges?
No. Devil's Rejects was like a horror movie.
Oh, I was still thinking about completely different movie.
I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever. He was yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Tyler Mane. I don't know what it's the tall guy.
Was it Sherry Moon Zombie?
Yeah.
His wife. No. There's another guy who's in it who's an old horror movie type guy, and I cannot think of his fucking name. Doesn't matter. Because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I will watch
Vincent
it though.
Price?
No.
Yeah.
No, nothing like that. Nobody famous. It's just he's known in some of those low budget movies. Doesn't matter. Anyways.
You're talking about, sometimes you hear conversations that are weird. Then you hear ones where like, oh, I think I could have pounced.
Sid Haig. That's who I was thinking of. Sid Haig.
This is back before my sister and brother-in-law had kids, so they had parties at their house often.
Yeah.
We're standing on the porch, and this cute blonde chick pulls up. Craig knew her too from back in the day before that, but Craig wasn't there that day. But I told him the story about it. It was pretty funny. So she's sitting there like smoking real aggressively and mad about something, and then heard her bitching at her friend. She goes, and I just heard this. It was like I honed right in. She's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I just need a dick. Right now, I need a dick.
That's when you step like pretend like walking by, like, oh hey, it's
any dick will do. Well, she didn't say that, but I was like, well, you're in luck because there's other guys here. I did that dumb.
You are in luck.
There's tons of dudes here.
That way.
Yeah, because she was like a cute blonde chick. Pretty.
There's
fit.
a town right back that way.
I have a penis. Yeah, I have a dick. It's interesting. Not very big, but I got one.
But she said any dick.
Yeah.
Any dick will do.
So she was. So some dude's girl was wanting to get plowed by someone apparently.
Anyway,
whatever. People are into what they're into, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
That just wasn't her jam, I guess. And I didn't try one of the two.
One of the two. Yeah.
I need a dick from this guy right here. She's like, touch my. Listen, lady, there's people here.
I'm getting mixed messages from you.
Yeah, well, you need to be a little more direct.
Oh man.
Why are you yanking my pants off? This doesn't make any sense.
Hey, what are you doing there?
You can't just do that to me. I'm a person.
Don't you have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Not tonight. Why? Where is he?
I was 60 pounds lighter at the time, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know. I don't look like I did now.
So less fat pad, so more dick was showing.
Yeah. So instead of the fat pad concealing it to about there, I was normal.
All right. There you go.
I got like how like I forgot what it's called, the big mountain in Hawaii, Mauna Kea or whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually the tallest mountain, but a lot of it's underwater.
Mauna Loa.
Well, Mauna Loa, yeah. So I own the, maybe only 3 or 4 inches show.
Yeah.
But there's like 2 or 3 under it.
Need to get rid of that fat pad. That's what I gotta do.
Yeah.
When I worked midnight,
get sucked out. They do the fucking lipo. I need my fat pad lipoed, so I have a normal dick.
When I worked midnights at CVS, I once just got startled by a woman 4 aisles over yelling, "Diamond, Diamond, bring your ass." That's some good CVS story, and
yeah, get your ass over here.
That's one of my all-time best stories is from CVS, and Jason, who's also a contributor on the show sometimes. It's been a long time, but he's the one that got Tim Capello to do the thing.
And he worked at CVS.
But that day when I was there with my mom, and the lady collapsed. I'm not gonna do the accent. I got a feeling I know what kind of accent you want me to do for the diamond thing. I'm not going to. I don't want to, I'm not going to do that. Just like we wouldn't read E. Cook's joke earlier. I'm not going to do the accent. No.
Yeah, no.
You can do it if he wants.
Yeah.
Diamond, bring your ass. I don't know. I sound
Diamond, bring your ass here. That's
I can't do that. But anyways, the CVS story was, Jay was there. We were talking. Lady had a seizure and collapsed and fell into the display, knocked it over with her niece and nephew standing right there.
Oh boy.
And Jay, being the professional that he was, and I think he was like not a manager, but he was like he was higher up in the store at that point.
Yeah.
He being
He worked
professional,
there forever.
just being a super professional. He ran to the back of the store and started laughing. While I, just a customer, helped this poor lady stand up after she had a seizure and collapsed and woke up. It was, and after she woke up, she's like, "Sorry, it's just really hot today." I'm like, "Do you have a lot of seizures?" She's like, "No, but it was really hot today and the heat got to me." I'm like, "Well, all right, well." And I walked up here with my niece and nephew. I'm like, "Oh man, I'm not offering a ride because I don't know this lady. I'm not gonna let her get in my car."
And just go for a walk in this heat.
It was like literally like 102 degrees that day. It was so hot outside. And she's like, "Oh, we just live right down there." And the kid's like, "Yeah, by the Randazzo." I'm like, "That's like 3/4 of a mile in the heat." Past the Randazzo, before you get to the Costco, is far. But I was like, "All right, see you later." And we just left.
Yeah.
They should have called an ambulance. No one called an ambulance. And it wasn't like a time where everybody had cell phones,
It's like I damn near killed myself in Vegas with alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
And your brother was walking around town with me. He's like, "We need to go back to the hotel, man. You're not right." And I guess I was staring out because I was just from the heat. I'm not used to 120-degree desert heat.
Yeah. It's dry though.
And my hangover. I just kept repeating myself, and I was like, "That mountain over there looks weird." And I'm just staring out. And he kept saying, "You keep repeating that, Mike. You sit down first." Because I was standing up, I wouldn't sit. Finally, I just drank enough Gatorade to where I snapped out of my seizure or whatever the fuck I was having.
If you would have had a popsicle brand firecracker
Yeah.
liquid IV with you, you would have been fine.
Yeah, that heat was so bad.
Oh yeah, but it's dry though, so it's not that
It's
bad.
dry, yeah.
Dry heat.
Yeah, nuclear fusion's also dry.
Also very dry.
And don't hurt you as much as humid dry fusion would.
Yeah, it's true. That's what they always say in those nuclear fusion classes you take in college. It's like, if it's dry, it's good. Humid, bad.
Those ovens in Auschwitz, that's dry heat.
True.
So that's why it's a myth. The whole thing. It's too dry heat. They don't hurt nobody.
I just remember this from a Tiger game. It was back when Rod Allen and Mario and Peppa were still doing the games. It was early on in their run. And Rob was like, "Yeah, Arizona, I've been living there now for like this long time." And it's like, "Isn't it really hot there?" It's like, "Yeah, it's a dry heat though." And Mario's like, "An oven's really dry too, but I don't think I'd live in one."
Yeah.
But he was right.
It is. Dry heat, it was horrible. Because I'm not used to that kind of sun.
It's got electrolytes. It's got what plants crave. That's true.
Yeah.
That liquid IV stuff's not bad though. The popsicle brand one.
Yeah, I have one. I have some, and they work. They do work.
They do have a lot of sugar in them. I'm gonna try and watch the sugars, but
I did. I only had like 6 beers last night, so I didn't need them.
Oh, that's not bad then.
But if I have like my normal 12,
yeah,
then I definitely need them the next day.
Yeah, they're good for you. I mean,
okay.
They're good.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were talking about sports and stuff earlier, but there's a couple of sports things we didn't bring up. I want to bring up now. Did you see? But we talked last week about Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
And how he fell all the way to the 5th round, which I was happy about.
Yeah.
But
the prank call.
The prank call was mean. I don't care what you think of the guy. You're talking about like his life, and you're basically not that you're risking his life. I mean, obviously, but this is something he's been waiting for. And I mean, I didn't want him to go. I didn't think he was worthy of a 1st round pick or a 3rd round pick, but there were people that thought that. And he has some expectations of his, especially when you're in that position, you're confident no matter what. If you're not confident as an athlete, you're not going to be a very good athlete. You have to have some kind of self-confidence. It's part of the
there's certain things that require delusional self-confidence. Yeah.
And with him, it is really delusional, but because he's not a 1st round pick.
No.
Anyways, but still, what that kid did was basically, I don't know if anybody hasn't heard the story. Basically, Shedeur, a lot of people expect him to go on the day 1 in the 1st round. I don't know why, but some people did. But I think most people thought that, like me myself, I didn't think he was worthy of an earlier pick, but I still thought he was going to be gone by the 3rd round, and he wasn't. That was day 2, so he was still sitting there. Day 3. And he's one of the highest ranked players on the board in terms of athletic ability because he's a very good athlete. Not necessarily a great football player. But he's still sitting there. And this coach's, well, this was actually the night before. So this was the second night. Third round, this kid got the phone number from his dad's private files because his dad's a football coach with the Falcons and called Shador's cell phone and pretended to be the New Orleans Saints and told them
I
that.
saw this.
And then told them, it's like, just get ready. We're going to be picking you with our next pick. So when he was still on the phone with them and the pick came up and they went to announce it, he's like, oh, wait, we changed our mind. And he hung up the phone. Basically, that's what happened.
You got punked. Ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding.
So when they finally found out what happened and figured out where the phone call came from and all this other stuff, they found out that this kid is the son of an Atlanta Falcons assistant.
Yeah, I saw that.
His dad, who's supposed to keep those files secret, didn't. Got in trouble for that. The kid had to make a public apology. The team got fined.
He had $250,000.
He personally got fined $100,000.
Yeah, because he let the info out.
And he's an assistant in NFL. He makes good money, but still $100,000.
That's a big hit.
Yeah. So I'd be like, and this kid's like 19 or something. I'd be like, well, you're gonna have to pay your way through college for 4 years. Yeah. That's where that money went.
Yeah.
But it's like, holy crap, man, that's messed up.
Yeah, that's just funny that kids, like, especially when they're young, they have to be mean. He
filmed it too,
yeah,
from what I understand. I didn't see the video yet, but it's like he filmed it. Come on.
Yeah, at least be discreet. You know how to, or find a way to, get your call not traced.
Or you got to post it on your YouTube, and hopefully it hits big and becomes viral, and you make all kinds of money on it.
We punked Shador Sanders. Like, yeah, so it funds itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So it funds it, yeah. All right, we'll give you all the money that the channel makes off that video.
So Joseph did say something when we were talking about the heat seizures and stuff. If you were French and had a heat seizure, they'd stick an ice pop up your I think it means ass.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. If it's the French, it probably was.
Well,
pretty true.
Some people believe some wild stuff about Europe here in America. I remember one unnamed person named Morgan. He told me, he's like, hey, man. And this is how he talks, by the way. He's a Southerner. He's like, over in this is what, mind you, he was like 17 at the time. This isn't like last year or something. Yeah. It could be last year, but this was when he was like, he's like, hey, man, I need to move to Sweden. I'm like, why? Because if you get a date over in Sweden, they factor in sex. Like, they think if you get the date, you're in. Like, the sex is part of it. It's not like here where you get a date and that's just where it starts and maybe something.
Yeah.
Over there, it's a guaranteed. So I asked a Swedish guy that I know. I was like, hey, Dan, because he's in one of my forum groups. Like, if I go on a date, do I automatically get fucked? Is that how it goes? He's like, no. He's like, who the fuck told you that?
He's like, no. That's
he's like, he goes, otherwise I wouldn't be depressed.
That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, so,
but that's funny.
But I mean, I do know that like Northern Europeans, they're a little more sexual than we are. They're not as prudish.
Yeah. It's everybody knows Europeans are a little bit more open sexually.
Nudity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
They apparently take their meds anally. Okay,
that's where we go.
Okay.
So, but then I was like, that's something I want to be true, but I know it's probably
not true.
Yeah.
If it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. But sometimes it is. That's what the whole saying is.
But then they have this thing where they think we all have guns, even though that's true.
Yeah.
And I have 2, and I'm not even close to a collector like some of my buddies.
No.
I got friends with arsenals.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is like when I used to drive, they always have this back and forth on different 4chan and Twitter where people argue about Europe versus America, and there's fights.
Yeah.
And then what's the European mind can't comprehend this, or the American mind can't comprehend. Well, I had a moment like that when I delivered to a customer, and he had land way up in like near Caro.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Mike, you want to try shooting my gun? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm at work. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I parked my truck. I do give it to me. He had an AR. I'm like, I'm shooting on the clock at work.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you know, like
it's your lunch break.
Yeah. Technically, I'm allowed 2 15-minute breaks a day.
Yeah.
So I'm shooting on my break, just randomly in some guy's fucking backyard. That doesn't happen in Europe.
Nope.
And you got a nice hillside in the back, so the bullet didn't go any further. Had a halo sight on that thing.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's
life is different here.
That's America, man.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty amazing.
It is. It's like something out of a TV show or something. It's like, you want to shoot some guns on your lunch? Yep.
Yeah, because he's like, the weird thing is I only talk to him moderately, and I can only somewhat relate to those dudes because I have my family in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I think he thought I was like some hardcore, like owned a bunch of guns guy, but I don't. But when you say, hey, shoot my AR, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll shoot your AR.
I don't own any guns, but if someone said, hey, you want to shoot my AR? I'd be like, yep.
Yeah, like, yeah. Even if you're not a gun guy, shoot an AR. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's unusual fun.
Absolutely. I would shoot something.
Yeah, like
I shouldn't say that. I wouldn't shoot something. I would shoot the gun in a backyard at a hill, not people.
Yeah. But I would caution anyone. This is mostly, I don't know if you can get BB guns in Europe or not.
Yeah.
But I would caution anybody. It seems like a good idea getting your kid a BB gun. But I'll tell you where it leads. I'm going to tell you how it starts. First, everybody just starts shooting the cans. So we'd had our guns. We were like 14, 15. It starts out with the cans. Then that gets boring.
Yeah.
Then it may or may not be, not that I ever did.
Nope.
Smaller foul.
Smaller, yeah, in the trees.
Yeah. Then that ain't fun anymore.
Yeah.
Then it's like, dude, we got to shoot each other. Let's just swear something on the eyes and we'll just play. So we were playing BB gun tag like you would do with a fucking airsoft, but with BBs that penetrate the skin. And it was kind of like when we would box and somebody would have 2 pair of boxing gloves. It's always fun until somebody gets hurt. And then I had Frank shot me and it fucking went into my stomach like an inch. The fucking BB.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there trying to pull it out with tweezers like Rambo so I don't get in trouble. And it kind of fell out. I did like a zit where I pressed the fat.
Put the torch into the fire and then.
The rule was Frank had the we do one pump so you don't really hurt each other.
Yeah.
But Frank's shit hurt really bad. And I realized he had a 1 pump gun. So it maxed out.
1 pump on the rifle. Yeah. Except Frank had
a 1 pump that was like equivalent to 5 or 6 pumps of mine.
Yeah.
And it fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And it went in.
I wasn't part of their BB gun tag things, but we had our own in my backyard and Craig was a good shot and I let him use the rifle because he usually got further away and I would use the handgun.
Yeah.
And he did that. I couldn't find him and I was in the backyard like looking around, and all of a sudden he pops up on the other side, or over the ridge of the neighbor's garage roof. He got up on the roof and basically was just waiting. And all of a sudden I just see him stand up and he's like, yeah, and like shot me in the face. It stuck in the, that little dimple above your lip.
I remember you guys' convoluted story about what happened to you.
It was so stupid. My parents like saw through it right away, but it was so stupid. But basically I got shot right there in the nipple. Could not get it out. It hit it hit there and it didn't go through. It got stuck. But the impact, when something hits your teeth, like you accidentally hit your teeth like a bottle or something like that. It did that and it pushed my lip back into my gum, but the BB still also hit my teeth, even though it didn't come out, like a impact thing. And it hurt and I couldn't get it out. And my dad had to take me to the ER. And for the first and only time in my life, I got stitches in my lip. I got stitches.
Yeah,
I've never had stitches before or after.
Yeah, that part right above, but between your nose and your lip, that little indentation. I don't know what it's called. The indentation.
I don't know the name of it, but
yeah, the indentation. He got it right center mass.
Yeah, right there. It got stuck. They had to cut it out, and that was actually the worst part, the cutting out, because like when you go to the dentist and like pushing down on your teeth and stuff. He was doing that, but through my lip, and it was like grinding into my teeth, and I was like, oh.
So I guess the point of it is if you give teenagers or even kids or whatever BB guns, it all ends up with birds getting killed and them shooting each other.
Yeah.
I wasn't even a mean kid, and it's like Lord of the Flies. Something takes over.
Yeah.
Like I gotta start killing stuff.
It's true.
And then and I never killed anything again in my life, literally.
No.
Like that time, like I was like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer or something for like a summer. And then
if you're not a snitch, you won't get stitches. That's true.
That's true.
That's true,
man.
Mr. Jeff's here.
What's going on, man? I haven't heard you in 5 million years. Yeah.
Been a long time.
Been a long time.
Been a long time.
But we're talking about shooting each other with BB guns and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, and you're right, Eric, that Daisy pistol, that looks real. A cop would definitely blow your fucking brains out if they saw you with that.
Yeah. The handgun we had literally looked like it was metal and everything. It was like heavy duty.
Yeah.
It looked real.
Yeah.
It was true.
Yeah, but it's like a gateway drug. First you shoot the cans. Well, you got the target. It comes with a target.
Yeah.
Then you shoot the cans. Then you start shooting cans that you shake because it explodes, and that's cool. Then it's birds.
Yeah.
Then it's each other.
I never shot birds. I will say that.
Yeah.
We just shot random stuff.
I was like a fucking psycho. Like I said, I never did it again. And I actually think back on it, it's like borderline PTSD. I'm like, ugh, why did I do that? It's like, people that went in Da Nang, they're skinning people or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like thinking about what they did.
Ear necklaces and shit.
Yeah. I did that, man. I did it.
It's like you're
I was ordered to do it. I don't have that excuse.
Your plight was the same as theirs.
Yeah.
Over there in Nam. When they're making ear necklaces, it's the same as you shooting a bird with a BB gun.
Yeah. It was like Gran Torino, though. It's like what haunts a soldier like myself.
Yeah.
Was what I wasn't ordered to do, man. That's what haunts you.
Yeah.
No one ordered me to kill those birds.
I gotta tell you, I've never seen that movie.
I was 12. Okay, I was 12.
You're 12. I've never seen Gran Torino somehow, even though it was made here. And I was like, I gotta see that movie because it was made here. I never watched it.
No, it's a good movie.
You know another movie I never saw, and we talked about it before, and I knew enough about it, but I never saw it. And I watched it the other day finally, and I watched it with the kids. It was a movie we watched in high school. Oh, wait, Jeff said, Mike, do you remember when my uncle accidentally shot a cardinal?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
His uncle Keith blasted a fucking cardinal with
a real gun?
BB gun.
Oh, BB gun.
Just for the fuck of it. And then he's trying to claim it was.
Did he turn, aim?
Yeah, but unlike us, he was like 35.
Yeah, see that?
He was like, I was a kid. He was 35.
Oh, that's great.
Jeff's uncle was my dad's first cousin, so that's how old he was. And then he goes, "Oh shit!" And he threw the gun down like that's gonna get rid of the evidence. Like, we just saw you blast the fucking thing. And it did the tweet thing that where it didn't die right away.
Oh, that's the worst.
So I got a custom. This is gonna. I didn't do it I did it to mitigate suffering.
Yeah,
but they would be on the ground, and the thing is, you grab a shovel.
Yeah.
So it's quick.
We've had to do so my dog will grab birds out of the air, and then injure them mortally, but they won't die right away. So they're you hear this this horrible squeaking, horrible noise in the backyard. Crap. So you got to go get a shovel and just pop, kill it real quick.
I'll never forget my dad. This was 10 years ago. I don't know why. I just couldn't quit laughing because it was such overkill. Dale got a hold of a bird and its wing was broke. I said, "This bird's gonna die."
Yeah,
and it's walking around in pain. It was tore up. It was more than just the wing. It was just fucked up. I go, "We gotta kill it." He's like, "Well, I'll get the shovel." I'm like, all right. And when I would kill a bird with a shovel, I would do raise up maybe about chest high, real quick, snap.
Yeah.
My dad did this dramatic fucking when you're at the fairgrounds doing the test of strength. And it just splattered. I'm like, what? And I started dying laughing. He's like, what the fuck are you laughing at? I go, dude, you don't need to hit it like fucking Conan. He raised his axe to the heavens and
he did it so dramatically. He lifts it up and he does the sign of the cross and everything.
And I go, and he goes, "What are you laughing about?" I go, "That was way overkill, man." So I had to make sure
big.
I had to make it was a sparrow.
You just got hit enough to, that's it. It's easy.
But he did, and it actually thumped went thump when it hit the fucking grass. The thing was it was horrible.
That's
Yeah. That's my God.
That's great.
Yeah, it was,
Oh man.
but
Oh.
I have not killed an animal though since I was 12. And it was only birds, no critters.
I hit a cat on my way to pick up my dad from work one time.
I remember
So I didn't intentionally kill an animal, but I think there was just clump, 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 like underneath the car.
And it wasn't in mine. We all got cats. I love cats. I love my. But what I was laughing about is because I went to say, "You just hit a cat." He goes, "Shut up!" I didn't even let me say it.
No,
I go, I think you just hit it. He goes, "Shut up! Shut up!" I'm like, just.
It was nighttime.
He didn't even want me to mention it.
No, it was. I was probably speeding a little bit, but it was a darker road and everything, and it just ran out. I don't even know where it was because it was like there's houses there, but it's like
it was white.
Oh, it was white, yeah, but it was dark out. But it's just like all I heard was like dunk, 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 underneath the car, and I just kept going. it was at least 5 thunks.
Yeah,
underneath the car. I was like, oh.
I hit a rabbit one time, and I actually tried to swerve a little because there's no oncoming, and the motherfucker jolted. He juked right out into the tire.
Yeah,
right under the tire.
A deer ran into the side of my car last year, and okay. A deer ran into the side of my car last year, and I hit a possum, both within a few months. Okay. At first, when I read it, I'm thinking, a deer ran into the side of your car, which caused you to hit a possum? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
But I get it now. Both on 23 mile. And actually, when I hit the cat, it wasn't on 23 miles, just on my way to go to 23 miles. So, whoa. That means nothing.
No, it does.
It
means a lot. It's
23, the number 23, Jim Carrey. Separate incidents. Yeah, I figured that after I read it again. But, that'd been funny though if like the deer hit you and pushed you into the path and it made you hit that possum.
Yeah,
2 for 1. Really, you had assistance from the deer.
Yeah,
that's a weird thing. As many people as I know that have hit deer, and not like in the middle of nowhere, like hit deer, like locally hit deer.
Yeah, they hit them.
I've never, and I used to drive all over the place. I don't drive as much now, obviously, but and it's like random spots. Like Danielle's uncle was like 18 in Utica, which is by the park, Dodge Park's there and stuff. But it was like, really? I mean, like I expected, like you're on the boonies. Let's say you're up way up, like out by Stony Creek and even further up than that. Yeah, I get it. But it's like, it's not like we're building everywhere and not pushing these things out of their habitats or anything.
No.
Well,
they're in our habitat.
Well, it's true because it's where our house has to be built. So it's a good point. It's our habitat.
Sorry, it ain't my fault. You don't have a, what do they call it? Opposable thumb or whatever. One of the reasons.
You better evolve. Call the ancient aliens people and they'll tell you how to evolve quicker. Alien DNA.
It's like they talk about how smart whales are. I don't see any whale cities.
Fuck. It's true. Well, they'd be underwater though.
Yeah. Well,
they probably hide them from the humans though.
Yeah, I mean, but who, they've been down there with subs. I've not seen a whale city.
Well,
I'm not saying one don't exist, but
they're so smart that they've built the best cloaking device ever.
Yeah,
we don't see it when we're down there.
It's like BioShock. It's like down there's this, it's got the name of the BioShock city, but yeah, down there.
Yeah, it's something city. I don't remember now, but
Wet City.
I was talking about the movie real quick, but I don't remember what the teacher's name was, but in high school, did you have the class critical thinking with the lady who's a teacher?
Where they all teach you to think one way? Yeah. And
well, she talked about, she'd always talk about semantics, but she showed a movie in that class called Breaking Away. Remember Breaking Away?
Oh, yeah.
I never saw it. So what happened was that was one of the classes that I may or may not have skipped school and went to a lot. So I missed the movie. Never saw it. When I came back, they were doing a test on this movie. I'm like, I never saw this movie. So I didn't take the test. Rapture is the city.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
Rapture, yeah.
So after like 30 years of not seeing this movie, almost 30 years, I'm like, I'm going to watch this movie. And it was an Oscar nominated film. So it was a pretty well received film. But all I kept on watching
with Quaid.
Quaid, young Daniel Stern was in it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
The
people.
Cutters.
The dude from Die Hard who's thinks he's negotiating with the Japanese or with the Hans Gruber and stuff.
Yeah.
Ellis. Like, Ellis, get the hell out of there. And then they kill him anyways. He's in it. He plays the rival college kid. But all I kept on doing was the guy who wants to be Italian.
Rorschach or whatever from Watchmen.
Oh, Rorschach, yeah. Or for a fucking Kelly Leak.
Kelly
Leak. Also, there's a big age gap. It was like Kelly Leak and then the guy who was wanted to be Italian bike racer kid. They're like 11 years apart in age.
He was in the Made for series It.
Oh, that's right, he was. So he was like 29, and then the youngest guy was 18, but they're all like best friends in the movie. Anyways, that guy though, good movie. Really good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Good movie. Good acting. But every time I saw him and his hair was like scraggly and blonde and stuff, every time I looked at him, I'm like, I just kept on thinking of Beck songs because he looked like Beck so hard in that movie. The lead singer, the singer Beck from the
Yeah.
But anyways, good movie. Never saw it. It's like Gran Torino. It's one of those movies I know a bunch about but never seen.
I think I watched it like 6 months ago just because I remember this. It was like,
you cutters.
Yeah, cutter. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Like, wait, what they call them? Cutters? That's an insult?
Yeah. Well, the original script, because what it was about was the quarry.
Yeah.
Is about the working class kids made the stones, and then they were stone cutters. And then their families made the stones for the marble for the Indiana University, which was so it's like a class kind of thing.
And I got that.
But they wanted to change it, call them the stoners, but they said that it has a different meaning nowadays. People smoke pot, so they became. So the original script, they were the stoners, not the cutters.
And I mean, I got all that early on.
How I know that, I don't know.
But they didn't really explain any of it right away. And it's like they go to the college campus like within the first like 10, 12, 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And they already call them cutters. I'm like, why are they calling them cutters? And then they talk about
just mean local kids.
And then I figured out in my head, the quarry, that's what they're talking about. But it wasn't until later that they started really using it as an insult and stuff. And then they show his dad literally going back and just hanging out with his buddies at the mill and cutting the rock. And he's actually a cutter. So that's why later on when they're like, it's like, they keep on calling us cutters. Like, you're not a cutter. I'm a cutter. And he's right. Because those kids don't work in the mill.
Yeah, they weren't there doing it.
It's true. Laugh my ass off. Dude gets his shit wrecked by the Italian when he gets a stick in the spokes. My favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, so he built them up with these great people, and they treat him like the Ferris wheel operator at the county fair.
Yep. That's my favorite part of the movie. He comes back and he's like almost crying like a bitch, and he's like all hurt. And then his dad said something to him, and he's like Dad, and he like hugs him and starts bawling. I'm like, bitch.
And his dad was like proud of him for being miserable because he was always happy.
Yeah.
And then he related to him, and then immediately they had a relationship. All of a sudden, now you're miserable like me. Now you can be my son.
Funniest part of the movie. My favorite part, because it was like somebody wheels the car back into the used car lot and wants a refund, and his dad's trying to push it back out of the lot, like push it backwards.
Oh, yeah.
And
his dad, we're honorable people.
He's like the guy's like, I just want a refund. And he's like, refund. He keeps on saying it, and he gets all angry. He's pushing. He's like, refund. And the next thing is him at home, and the doctor's looking at him because he had a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, refund
over a refund. It was a nice, segue. It's like it showed it really well. That was my favorite part. Refund.
Yeah,
and he's literally trying to push. There's three guys pushing in the back of the car, and he's trying to push against them to get it out.
Yeah. Or the scene where Dennis Quaid tries to swim race the swimmer guy, and he almost drowns himself trying to win.
He whacks his head so hard on that rock.
Yeah.
That's so good.
But it was weird, like trying to portray him as a unathletic dude, regular dude when he was ripped.
Yeah.
He was like, Mike's kind of athletic looking, man. I don't know if this.
Well, he was a quarterback. He said so. He's a quarterback in high school.
But I guess technically, if he's going against a college swimmer, he's going to lose.
He's going to lose, yeah. Because that guy's not only a college swimmer, but he's also, they showed him earlier in the movie riding the bikes, and they were on the biking team too. So they're really athletic guys. But then
the one Italian wannabe kid was super good biker. He was
very
like
good
world class level.
And actually, the bike race itself was based on a true story. The bike race at the school, not the one he got the spokes sticking.
Yeah, the one where they went against the college
frats
or whatever.
The 200 laps. And the real guy, whose name is David Blaze, was the announcer of the bike race. They had him in the movie, but back in '62, they did a race like that in a team, 200 laps, and for his team, he did 139 of the laps, and they won the whole thing. So it was based on him. But you know who else was in the movie was fucking Beverly Hills Cop, old cop guy, John Ashton. He played Dennis Quaid's older brother.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and he still looked the same age.
He looked the same. He was probably like 24 at the time.
Still had no hair.
Yeah,
just looked like the same guy. Just didn't have a mustache. Yeah. It's like the same.
Refund.
That's funny. I thought it was a pretty good movie. But yeah. Anyways, I want to bring up murder.
Sure, we like murder around here.
Just death. So,
oh, by the way, guys, if you're watching on YouTube or anything, wherever you're watching, like it because it helps us with the algorithm.
Also,
smash that like button.
Give it a big elbow drop, as Chris Van Vliet says.
Yeah.
You've never listened to that podcast, have you? Chris Van Vliet, the wrestling podcast?
Yeah, I watched.
Dude, his theme song is like the cheesiest, like early 2000s drop D type music. Yeah. I don't know if you ever listened. It's like, Van Vliet.
Is it really that bad?
Oh, it's bad.
I don't know. Is my favorite one, bad one, was Completely Damaged. It was like a small YouTube channel like us.
Yeah.
But it was called Completely Damaged, and it was such a. I have it. I played it like a month ago, and I was the only one laughing at it. But I think it's the worst theme I've ever heard.
If I can find it, I'll send it to you. But I love the podcast, but the song is not bad. But the song would be like cool in 2005.
Yeah.
It's not that cool now. But he's Canadian. I don't think he gets it. Anyways,
yeah.
Canadians are always behind the times.
It's like they're always stuck a few years behind.
So, anyways, I thought this was weird. Okay, so last week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Oh, no, it was the Friday before last. So it was a week and a half ago. John Elway. You ever heard of John Elway?
Oh, yeah.
It's a famous quarterback. South Park guys love him. He was golfing with his friend who used to be his agent, but they're best friends. And there was a accident, and somehow the guy fell off the back of the golf cart, hit his head, and next thing you know, he's dead. He died. He had a head injury from it.
That is ungood.
He seemed okay at the time, but then obviously something happened and he ended up in the hospital. The weird thing is the story didn't break for like 4 days.
Okay.
Which to me is weird because John Elway was driving the golf cart. Something happened. He got into an accident. His friend fell off, hurt his head, went to the hospital later that day, and was still in the hospital in critical. Like basically, he was on his deathbed, and all of a sudden it's like it's a story. Why did it take so long to become a story? Especially, it was in California. It wasn't like it was like in the middle of nowhere. It was like at a very big, famous golf club in California. Well, here's what I think happened. John's been caught drinking quite a few times. I don't remember. Like he's been pulled over by police for drinking.
I know he looked like he was 57 when he was playing.
He did. I think John was drinking.
No.
Something happened. His buddy fell off. They were trying to cover it up.
Oh, of course.
It took. I mean, because not only is his buddy was his agent. His buddy was an agent, like a super agent. Like he was an agent to many people. He was a very famous agent. But for some reason, this thing didn't come up for 4 or 5 days.
Going golfing with John's kind of like going hunting with Cheney.
I'm pretty sure he had a DUI at one point. I'm just saying.
Yeah, probably had like 30.
Well, you got caught once, but the rest of them were in the Denver area, and they're like, "You can go. You're John Elway."
Yeah, can you imagine how many times they probably just let John go?
And he's a California kid anyway, so he probably knows half those people.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just thought it was kind of fishy. It took that long for anything about it. I'm just saying.
Who are you to judge? Don't worry about.
But it's maybe, just it's just kind of weird. Anyways, I think he murdered his best friend with the golf cart. He ran over his head because he was drunk. That's what I'm saying.
Probably
what happened.
That's alleged.
Yeah,
everything we talk about satire here.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually did. It just honestly, it probably was just an accident, but it's really weird that it took that long for anything to break. You know?
Yeah. Francis Ngannou got the most vicious KO of his career.
Yeah,
with his motorcycle.
Yeah, what happened there?
He hit somebody with a motorcycle and killed him.
Was it in a foreign country?
Yeah,
of course it was.
It was when he was back home, and I think Cameroon's where he's from.
Okay,
so I don't know the details of it. I do know this. I would kind of mock and laugh about it because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But he feels really terrible about it, and he's like spent days with the family and that of the person, and
yeah.
So I ain't gonna mock it.
And that's probably what happened with Elway. He's probably hanging out with his friend's family.
But don't let Francis on a motorcycle and Elway on a golf cart. Just don't.
No.
Don't let him do it.
I gotta look that up. I swear to God, I think Elway had a drinking problem at one point.
What not anymore.
I'm just saying,
Not anymore. Not Johnny Football. The real Johnny Football. Mr. Elway. Yeah, I figured he might have had a drinking problem because he looked like he was in his 50s when he was playing, like his last few years, and he was only like 38, and he looked like older than we are.
Yeah, well, they're saying, of course, there's other people on here. It's like Elway was drunk driving. I know it. He has enough money to get out of it. Sadly, a man had to die for his actions. All right, I was joking. I don't think that's actually what happened. This guy's serious. He must really hate the Broncos.
Yeah,
must be a Raiders fan.
Yeah. Part of me, like when you hear about people getting away with stuff because they're rich.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm like anyone else. I'm disgusted by it. Like I'd never. But part of me is like, what if one day I get rich enough to where I can
get away with murder?
Yeah. I don't want that. Imagine that you build up your wealth and then you can no longer get away with things. Now that I'm rich, you still get in trouble. That's what'll happen. If I ever get rich, they'll do, we ain't giving any special exceptions for you, Mike.
Come on, guys.
Come on. It was my whole life.
It's one murder.
Like,
one.
Like she had it coming.
Look what she's wearing.
She led me on, man.
Look what she's wearing right now. She's not wearing anything right now. He took all of her clothes off. That's not the point.
She wasn't wearing a hijab per Sharia code. Of course it turned me on. You're walking around.
Them ankles.
No, she wasn't. That was
she wasn't. Yeah.
If they're covered up like they should be.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't be all lamped up. So, inshallah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to hell.
it's like leading me on. She
talked to me. What do you think? I thought that automatically meant sex.
Yeah, the 1960s.
She went on a date with me. That automatically means sex.
Sweden. She had blonde hair. I thought she was Swedish. I thought there was a deal here. I thought we had an understanding.
She bumped into me.
Yeah.
She's blind. Didn't know.
I
did not know that till right now.
Yeah, the back in the old days, man, you could do quite a few good things. Get clean away with it. You can't do that no more. Times have changed.
Good things.
It's
horrible.
So sadistic.
If you're gonna stalk somebody, here's what you do. No, I'm just kidding.
When we gave stalker advice.
Yeah, I know.
But the thing is, we've talked about that. If you have a girl,
yeah,
and we got to reiterate it because we've had more viewers today than normal.
Yeah, we got 8 going right now.
So I just want to, for maybe our new viewers.
Yeah.
Say you got a girl, you're into her.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't like you. Yet. You got to change that.
Yeah.
And you change that with persistence.
Mm-hmm.
And you got all these tools at your disposal to they call it stalking. It's called stalking.
Yeah. Yep.
I call it persistence. And persistence will lead to you eventually wearing her down until she comes to her senses, and your destiny of the girl you deserve is yours.
We call it sexual erosion. Basically, you just wear them down. Like erosion would wear down everything.
Because if you don't give up, you're in.
Yeah.
You're in if you don't give up.
No retreat, no surrender.
Yeah. If you give up every time they say no, then what's the point?
I remember hearing a very famous mantra at one point. It said, "No means yes."
Yeah. Good night, Joseph. Thanks for watching, brother. You take care. And
might be the last time you ever listened to us, but
yeah.
Someone's gonna report us probably.
And to where you're a young fellow, this is all bullshit. Anyway,
do not listen to anything we're saying right now, Joseph.
But anyway, so you other guys that are listening, just remember women are not capable of knowing what's best for them.
No.
So what you do is you decide what they need.
Well, you're the man.
And they need you.
Yeah.
Because, they're real picky.
Exactly.
And they're going to want what they want. But they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want is actually you.
Yeah.
So the whole point is to just keep trying. You got Facebook, you got Snapchat.
Yep.
You can triangulate on their coordinates. There's things you can do.
I don't know if I could expound on that any better. Honestly, that's perfect. What you said is absolutely right.
It's just,
If you want some tips, there's a show. There's a show on Amazon called You. They say he's a stalker. They say he's based on Ted Bundy. Whatever. He's not. He's just real persistent. He knows what he wants. Watch it, and it'll give you all the tips you need.
Take care, bro.
It's also a movie with Mark Harmon called The Deliberate Stranger. Check it out. Does really good work in that. He knows how to get the ladies.
Yeah, because see, the thing is, if you wait for one that just likes you right off, well, then that could be forever.
You might not notice it that they even like you.
Yeah, you might not catch on. So you got to find the one you want.
Yeah,
the one you want, because you're entitled to that love of the one you want. I don't care. It could be a famous person. You can stalk famous people. They're used to it.
Y'all should become life coaches and start doing. Yeah, I mean, look,
famous people are used to being stalked. There's no crime stalking them. Okay, I'm starting to break character.
It's true.
So bad to say that. All right, but
why do you think they have? So yeah, they stay secluded because they want people to come visit them, but not everybody all at once.
I do have a second channel. It's called How to Get Past Security.
Yeah,
and I can teach you. Now, me and Brian we're not in that game no more, so don't come after us, feds.
That's why we can do the life coaching and
we can give you,
because we've achieved our goals.
You don't want to get big and fat like me, because when I was younger, I was sleek, I was quicker.
Yeah,
I knew how to get past security, gates, moats, protective animals.
Oh yeah, the guard dogs.
Yeah, I knew how to.
You got to get pretty creative when you get past the guard dogs, but you can figure it out.
Yeah, there for one just treats. Good dog treats.
There's some of them Dobermans and stuff. They're really trained, and even just treats won't work.
Yeah,
but that's why. You know what tip I'm going to talk about.
Yeah,
you bring a patsy with you. What you do is when the dogs are coming after you, you shoot them in the leg, and they go after him, and you're free and clear.
Yeah,
or her, or patsy could be a her. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I prefer to use a male.
Yeah,
because males tend to be homeless, so you got to get a homeless person is what we're talking about. Oh
yeah.
You don't want to take a guy that's got family to fall back on. Then
you'll pay them for their time and stuff, and give them something to live for. Basically,
you want one that's. Sometimes you don't have to shoot them if they're slower than you. That's why again, you don't want to be old and slow and fat like us. No. You want to be in your prime. This is for you guys that are under 30, 35.
Well, it doesn't even have to be a running shooting situation. You could drug them ahead of time, and they could be
true.
slower.
There's
all kinds of different tips.
There's different things to get around security.
There's all kinds of stuff.
You also become life coaches about doing seminar. Yeah.
Well, that's what we're doing right now. Well, actually, he's right. We're doing it for free. Why are we doing it for free?
Yeah, I mean, well, this is like a sample.
Oh, like the infomercials.
We'll give you the full seminar for let's say 3 payments for $39.99.
Or if you can convince 10 of your friends each to subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, that too.
That'll help pay for it.
Yeah.
Please.
Just remember though, they don't know what they want.
No.
But what they want is you.
Why do you think we always have to explain stuff? We didn't come up with mansplaining for our own selves. We came up with it to help them because they don't know what they want.
Exactly.
It's
we
can't be more clear, guys.
Yeah. it's just one of them things that just if you get you can DM us.
Yeah.
I can get a little more in the weeds for a specific case. We have case by case training. So depending on maybe what the background of the girl is, I can give you tips. She's maybe a different ethnicity. Say you like an Asian girl, Asian fathers, you gotta work them guys a little bit. There's different things you can do. Then there's cultures where you just you give the dad money.
Yeah, a dowry as they call it. Yeah.
So that's
simple as that.
That's why Western girls, American girls, really of any race, they're a little more challenging.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you want to get a third world. Don't do mail. I wouldn't do mail order because that's a lot of money.
That's too much money.
So what you do is just get a family that's already here. but they just got here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a big one.
That's important. Jeff wants to know if we get the friends and family discount. Yes.
Yeah,
you only have to
absolutely.
get 3 people to subscribe to our channel.
And don't do the sex tourism in Thailand.
No.
Because you're running into, you don't know the age or the actual gender of what you're getting, because they all look good.
Yep.
They all look good.
It's crazy how good they look, honestly.
Yeah. You're getting a lady boy look better than any girl you ever saw in your life.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. I don't know how they do that.
But if you're into it though, then who am I?
I mean, I'm not, but some people are.
You know.
But more power to you. I get how you can get confused.
But what I don't like about that going there, a place like, there's no take home.
No.
If you don't, they're used to rich Westerners coming there.
There's no take home.
There's no take home. There's no carry out.
No carry out.
Yeah, you got to eat at the restaurant, unfortunately. So
the restaurant being Thailand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That, and they'll beat the fuck out of you if you insult somebody.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos of people getting the shit beat out of them because they might all be 130 pounds, but they know Muay Thai.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
So. Every single one of them know Muay Thai.
Every last one.
Every last one.
There is no variance.
From 4 years old on.
Shin,
know it.
Shin to shin.
I don't know how they do it, man. They kick those fucking trees with their shins all the time and just work their shins out. I don't get it, man. I saw a documentary where they just kicked those trees down with their shins until they fell down, over and over again, over and over again. Then they fought Tung Po.
Yeah,
that was it.
No, the funny thing is, like, girls that stalk guys, it's rare.
That's creepy.
And
they get really creepy.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Because if I don't like you, leave me alone. I am a total hypocrite.
Yeah.
If I don't like you, don't bother me.
You're not going to change my mind.
Because I know what I want. I'm not a woman. I know what I want.
Yeah.
So if I don't like you, leave me alone.
Yep. It's true. Just don't be a creep, ladies.
It's only fair when I do it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's only fair when I do it. When I stalk, it's fair. When you do, it ain't. It's that simple.
Well, yeah, because they're women.
What was that movie with
we didn't tell them to do that.
Demi Moore was sexually harassing
Michael Douglas. Disclosure.
Yeah, Michael Douglas kept getting stalked and sexually, like, a lot of things happened to that guy.
She trying to fuck up his life.
Yeah. What is it? Meredith, leave me alone.
Yep. And he had to go into the virtual world just to find evidence against her.
Yeah.
The movie wasn't great.
No, it wasn't.
I just remember him wearing those stupid VR goggles and shit. I'm like, that was a movie about sexual harassment. What's going on here?
Fatal Attraction was good, though.
Yeah, the Fatal Attraction was good.
That was a hilarious movie.
She was crazy.
Yeah, like
the other end with the guy doing it. Fear was a good movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Let me the fucking out.
He cut the fucking dog's head off. Why do you do that to the dog?
Yeah, that's offensive. Kill the people, fine, but
that was a beautiful German Shepherd.
Yeah,
handsome German Shepherd. And you just destroyed it.
I like how dramatically he dies and he gets fucking thrown and impaled.
Yeah. such a movie.
It was like over the top, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, like, she let him on.
Yeah, well, she caused it. I mean, we know that. It's always them.
It's always what happens, man. Trust me. It's happened so many times. You get used to it, but still, it gets irritating.
Yeah. So now that we're
had to cough, sorry, that's why I got ready.
Sorry. I guess we'll shut it down here. That's a good.
I literally don't think. Oh no, we had a couple of video games things, but GTA 6 was pushed back to next
year. 1 year.
Elden Ring new thing comes out.
Yep.
I don't know what that's about, but I know what Elden Ring is about.
Then Xbox, they couldn't be the good guy for a whole week.
1
week, like Nintendo raised their prices. PlayStation is doing anti-consumer things with their streaming service.
Yeah.
Xbox had a chance to finally get the good graces of gamers.
If they would have just honestly waited,
maybe a month.
Honestly, they could have pushed it to the end of the summer. They would have been number one. Well,
the problem is too, like, you can blame the tariffs on the hardware, but you can't on the digital games.
No, not at all.
So it's like, dude, now you're going to raise it. Like, if they would have just game prices are the same, they could have saved face. But like, I think what you're saying, they should have waited. Because there's going to be a time where everything costs more.
Yep.
And just wait for everything to cost more. Then do it.
If Microsoft, if they could have given everybody a whole summer of the cheaper prices with them, number one, baby.
Yep. The Game Pass,
Yeah.
everything.
Because look at the stuff that's coming out on Game Pass.
So I'm playing Oblivion remake every day.
The new Doom
every
game comes
day.
out, and that looks awesome. It's like what do you call it? Medieval type Doom.
Yeah.
Looks sweet. People are waiting for it.
I've been playing the Oblivion on our Twitch channel because I don't have to get out of my living room.
That's a good point. Good point.
So if you guys are bored, tomorrow I'll be on our Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Which we only have 29 followers.
I got to look into that because I'm not getting notifications when you go on.
That sucks.
Not at all. There's a couple other people, a couple friends are on there. I don't get their notifications either. But
I don't. Sometimes I don't either. But I'm on Twitch playing Oblivion remake.
Huh?
Play about 2-3 hours at a time.
Nice.
And then I don't want to play in here because I have to walk all the way in here.
It's far
to play it.
It's far. It's a big house.
So the people that are on like Kick and YouTube and they can't watch it.
Yeah, I get you.
But,
just Twitch.
Just Twitch. Watch it on Twitch. Our Twitch. They're Radio Underground, one word. It's easy to find. We're the only one. Against all odds, we're the only Radio Underground with one word on Twitch.
So weird.
Which I figured there'd be like 18 of them, and there'd be some like the YouTube channel from Brazil.
Oh yeah,
the guy that has the same name as us. But all right, I'm gonna go to the desk. Any further points, Brian? At all?
Nope.
All right. I'm probably gonna drop dead.
Oh, RoboCop. No, we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah.
It was a good story. I'm gonna come up with movie stories.
All right, guys. RadioUnderground.gay.
Yeah.
RadioUnderground.gay. Find anything out about us on RadioUnderground.gay.
Like and subscribe to our channel for more life tips.
All right, guys.
We didn't say good life tips. We just said life tips. I don't know. What are you doing? Mike has no microphone over there right now.
I have a microphone. I just can't hear myself. Wait, I can hear myself again.
You said over here for no reason.
Whoa, it's back.
That's great.
So I said, well, I kind of liked it because I felt like talking more over there.
Yeah, it was like a Theo Von thing going on.
I guess I'll probably do that from now on until another person shows up. Our brother.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come and be the third wheel, you can just show up. I'm not hinting towards anybody in particular, but he did just say, take care, guys, and gave us the fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, we totally don't want you right there to come over. It's not you. We're not talking about you. Not you, Eric. No pressure.
No pressure.
All right, guys. I'm trying to think of what should we end with? What song? Well, we did. You know what? We ended with. We began with it, and I told him we'd play it for him. We'd end with him too. This is our good friend, Mr. Busy, who's also on Twitch.
Yeah.
So this is Mr. Busy on Twitch, and this is Keep It Underground because we are Radio Underground. See how that works?
Keep it on the ground.
So here, and let me get rid of
Keep
this.
it on the ground.
Let's I gotta maybe get rid of.
Yeah.
I forgot how to do this because I know how to do it with when there's two cameras because the banner covers both.
Yeah.
Let me disable the camera. Let's try that. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Now, the great producer that I am.
Yep.
There's our banner.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Here's
peace in the Middle East.
Yeah, we want it. No more killing like penicillin. See you guys.
get up, gotta get down, keep it underground, keep it underground, gotta get up, gotta get down, keep it underground, keep it underground. Keep it underground. Keep it underground.